now you're getting calls from CNN, and it's for something positive.
And I seen where she
was
talking to somebody from Russia.
Right. Yep. So when they say that literally the world is watching Baltimore right now, like literally the world is watching, and it's for something positive, you know, we can get them here and have them down in the trenches when, you know, we're out here acting a fool. Now it's something positive going on, and they're reaching out. So, you know, regardless of what happens next weekend, and we're hoping for the best. You know, it's been a winning situation already. And the one thing that I've told them is that, you know, no matter what happens next week, if someone does happen to, you know, kill somebody, you can't look at that as a loss, because you know, it's just been so much positive stuff that's going on, and it's a positive energy going on around the city right now because of it. So I'm not mad at them at all. Right,
and it's like the night that Tyree was stabbed. Whew, let me tell you, I got phone calls, I got messages, did you see that? I wasn't even, like, I'm not on Facebook. My Facebook stays up on my laptop.
Yeah.
And it's just out of convenience. And so, and a lot of times I don't like the notification thing being up there, so I clear it out. So I'm getting phone calls and messages from people, and I'm like, no. So she was like, Pebbles, who does a show Tuesdays on here, she was like, oh, my daughter hit me up, and the first initial thing was that Tyree had gotten shot. So I'm looking at, I never looked at the video. I had no reason to look at that video. I did not want to see somebody that I've spoken to, that I've known, that I've hugged, bleed. You know what I mean? So when all that happened, the one thing that made me so mad was when I seen somebody comment, oh, he's such a diva. He's doing this for publicity. Why he go live? Because he went live because he didn't know if he was going to die. Right. And he wanted his last words to be, I'm good. If I die tonight.
And I don't even know him like that. Right. I've met him a few times, but I don't even know him, but I felt the need that I even like got a little bit going on.
And it's like Tyree, like I went to his no shoot zone when he first put him up, put that first one up over at Monroe and Lafayette. Yep. And I was over there a couple of times, and to see these kids just happy, listening to music, playing games, jumping around, eating a hot dog and drinking a juice box or whatever, you know. And then for him, like I said, my first supposed to be a businessman, because this is when the first time he came home, and he was doing shows at 5 Seasons. Mm-hmm. And just to hear things like negatively about him before I met him. So yeah, I kind of went off based off of that, but I'm the type of person that you leave the streets, once you walk into like a place like 5 Seasons, you leave the streets at that door. Right. You can pick it up when you go back out. But when you go into an establishment, you keep that street stuff outside. Right. But as I've gotten to talk to Tyree over the years, I got to know him a little bit better. That's Tyree. He's been in the streets all his life. He's had a hard life, and he was out there doing dirt. And like he said, he's his demons and everything. He's trying to do right. That when he down at pit fights, and they recorded him when he was trying to have a conversation with Spence. Apparently something had transpired online, and Tyree is like me. I'm not going to continue to go back and forth with you online. When I see you, I'm going to see you. We're going to talk about it like grown-ups. And it's either going to go, you know, one of a couple ways. We either going to squash this right here, we're going to do it like grown-ups, you know. So Tyree is just one of those people that he's been incarcerated, and he's been, you know, it's kind of hard for him to readjust to quote unquote civilized life, you know, because that's just who he is. So when I seen people clowning him, talking back, I'm like, yo, this man almost lost his life. And it wasn't even over the no shoot zones. It was a domestic thing within a family thing. But he almost lost his life, and his last thing that he could think of was trying to save these babies. He was trying to save these people, and it's mainly the kids. Like he's considered. Like, and my daughter said something so profound last night that was like crazy to me. You know, we were yesterday we were driving, and she was like, she wants to move out of Baltimore, and I understand, because I didn't want to be here for this long. She said, do you realize that? She said, I think about that every day. because friends of hers have lost their children's fathers, and one of her friends, the father was killed a month before the baby was born, so he never got to see his child. His child does never know his father, because just being outside.
He was having a conversation with some of his friends, and they were actually surprised that he had a father that had never been incarcerated. Like, a black man being incarcerated is like the norm. And they was telling him, like, yo, stop lying, you know your father been locked up. No, Tyler's dad has never spent any days in prison, so to speak. But yeah, it's kind of. I got a lot of prison stories though.
But and it's like when. Like when I talk about, I talk about like my parents. Well, I usually talk about my mother predominantly because I have issues with my mother. And I said, this, and people be like, oh, so and so is his daddy, but it could be so and so is her daddy, but it could be so and so. I said, no, my kids have the same daddy. So it's like some of the things that, and it's crazy. Like when I moved to Baltimore, and I'm seeing these kids, and I'm like, oh, do you realize that there's something more out there than just West Baltimore, Poplar Grove? They're like, I can't stand East Baltimore. I said, have you ever been over there? No. Well, how do you know if you can't stand it? Like, there's so much more. Like, I moved around. I was never like my two best friends never went anywhere, never explored anything but right. I wanted to see different places, and these kids, like a lot of them, have no hope, or this is just the norm for them. Going downtown and beating somebody up is the norm for them.
And that's actually like a great segue into one of the things that I wanted to talk about, this Bro Code retreat that we're doing in June of 2018. And basically how that started was a girl that used to be Diamond's assistant at the radio station, Janae Birch. Happy birthday to her too. We were out celebrating her birthday last night. She's the owner and operator of a company called She's Dope LLC. Mm-hmm. And aside from with it being a gaming center, that was an awesome icebreaker, you know, for the kids to just come in and kind of, get to know each other. And of course we fed them, we, gave them free haircuts and stuff like that. And then we took them up and we had like a Get Real session. She had Walt, who's on the show Black Ink Crew. Mm-hmm. He came down from Harlem. She had a guy, comedian Aunt P. I'm not sure if you know Antwon Ponder. He's a comedian here in Baltimore.
I've seen the name.
And then another guy from her church. And in that same space, it's kind of hard to get them to kind of like, take the tough guy image off, because I gotta maintain my whatever it is, my credibility and all of that. I don't want to show any signs of vulnerability, because we out in the streets and you can't be such and such.
They laugh and want to joke and think everything's a game.
So to have them in that situation and I mean, don't get me wrong, it took a little bit. We had to pull and tug a little bit, but bottom line is we got them to open up, and it had to be a great event. So I got her. I talked to her like 2 days. We have older guys like myself and whoever come out and talk to them. That's not like a new thing. It happens all the time, but a lot of time there's no follow-up. So when those events are over and those guys go their separate ways, you never know what happens. And similar, and maybe try to have so that we can just them a few months later. And as it would happen, she decided to just turn it into so now we're actually entirely different country to a lot of them, because like you were saying, a lot of them don't even get off of their blocks. They're confined to like this 10 or 12 block radius, and it's literally all they know. God forbid they cross over Charles Street and go to the east side or the west side, you know what I'm saying? So, we're in the process now of putting that together, and getting sponsors and volunteers and chaperones. It's 1-800. So just to have them be able to just, go out and experience some wildlife some wild about something regardless, but
right.
it's just the opportunity, man, to let them know that there's more to life than just what you see,
right.
you know, when you wake up and hit those streets. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. We have a great committee that we're working with outside of Baltimore Flavor Radio and She's Dope LLC. We also have an organization called Restoring the Village. A man, Kareem Omar, is a part of that as well. And we have another young lady that I believe is up in Connecticut that's working with us as well, Felicia. So shout out to all of them. And we just want to, it's just all about changing lives and making a difference. And even if, you know, that weekend is the only fun that they get to have for that entire summer, then at least it can be something memorable. Because, I mean, you have like literally men my age, and I'm pushing 50, that have never been outside of Baltimore City. And it's real sad.
When I, like I said, when I first moved to Baltimore, like my daughter and my son, like I stayed to myself. It was nothing against anybody. It's just that I didn't want to get involved in anybody else's drama. You know what I mean? I didn't want to get involved in
Baltimore, no drama.
I'm not getting involved with nobody. I just wanted to live my life, and I had, you know, I was going up against drug dealers. I was going up. Then when the gangs started, and I'm just like, and for people to come and say, well, I can't understand how these kids, these parents need to do something. Do they not realize a lot of these parents are either dead, locked up, or they're so drugged out on drugs they have kids? Then the grandmothers and aunts are raising them, and the grandmothers and aunts are elderly. They can't chase after these kids. You know, there's no role models. Everybody's talking about these athletes being, oh, that he's not such a good role model. He shouldn't be a role model to your child. You know what I mean? And you know, and like I said, my children's father, he's still like he's around, but he's never really been a big part of my children's lives. You know, he's there, but he's not. My kids, you know, they would go and be with their father on the weekends and stuff, but I never wanted them to look up to any other, like any basketball players or football players as being their role models. I wanted them to, so I had men around them, like friends of mine who, like I have a friend of mine, he has 6 kids of his own, but he would come and call, you know, and so I was just seeing it too.
That's Jamae. That's the girl I was just talking about.
He would come and he would come over, like when I was having a problem with my son or my daughter, he would come over and he would talk to them. So I started calling him like their surrogate father, but he was just a friend of the families. Right. So I wanted, you know, these kids that are in these gangs and stuff, that's what these gangs are for them. And it's kind of hard to tell them, look, there's so much out here for you. You have the potential, when they're being beat down every chance that they get, being told that they're nothing. And I've seen, you know, there's some really good teachers in the public school system, but then there's some that just don't, they don't care anymore. They're just there to be like, okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus on these 3 right here because they don't give me no problems. Right. And I've seen it happen.
Worst thing you can do.
I've seen it happen with my own son. My son was in 9th grade of high school at Maryville. He had a teacher. My son has got an IEP. My son has had an IEP since he was in the 1st grade. And he learns slower than everybody else. He doesn't read and write as like somebody his age. He's just, you know, he's very smart and intelligent. He can take something apart and put it back together. He's just with the reading and writing and all, forget it. So he had a teacher. I had a meeting with his teacher. And his teacher talked to me, was talking down to me. And I told the principal, I said, I felt as though he was talking down to me because I'm white and my child is mixed. He doesn't know my educational background. He just sees the outside. He's got a superior complex. And if he's got a superior complex with me, how is he teaching these children? How, if he's talking to me this way, how is he talking to these children in this class? Come to find out, he wasn't even meeting my son's requirements. My son was he was required to give my son's helper printouts of what he puts up on the board, and he refused to do it. So how are these children supposed to be able to realize that there's more than just being out in these streets? How are they supposed to become adults and realize that they have the power, just like the Koreans have the power, or the the Middle Easterns who have the power of having these stores. That's something else that's been a big thing too. Is black owned stores. We need to support our black owned stores. I have an account with Harbor Bank, and the reason why I have an account with Harbor Bank is because it's a minority bank.
Right.
Now, mind you, they're a little bit behind with certain things like Wells Fargo and everybody else, but that's a minority owned bank,
right.
And that's where I'm putting my money at, and that's where I'm going to do my business at, because I'm helping empower the community as well. But a lot of people, they don't understand that. They're going to continue to, oh, well, I can't own no business. I seen something, this is no lie, I seen something posted the other day about owning your own nail shop. Telling black women they could own their own nail shop instead of going to the Koreans.
Exactly.
Because it's like $20-$30 to get your nails and a pedicure times, it was doing the math and how much they could, be investing in themselves. It was just like the way it broke it down. I was like, oh.
I'm trying to think of that now. Do we have any black-owned nail salons?
There used to be a lot back in the day down by Lexington Market, but I think down, remember when Old Town Mall was out? Because I used to go to Old Town.
Wow.
And
I have yet to be in one. I have yet to be one. I don't like getting my nails done because I'm not girly enough for that, but I do like my feet done. And yes, you gotta take care of your feet.
That's right.
You gotta take care of them.
That's crazy.
But like every shop that I've been to, the one that's on 33rd and Greenmount, it's Asian owned. The one over on West Side Shopping Center, I believe, is Asian owned. There's one down there. I know there's one that I used to go to with a friend of mine down Lexington Market, and it's Asian owned. Like, yeah.
I just think it's because before, back in the day, a lot of the black salons used to do the hand buffing and doing and now
Grove place, and where I moved to was just 2 blocks down and 1 block over from the man that I was engaged to, where his grandmother lived. So I was like, okay, I know this area. I've been around here. We had a house on Dukeland, so I know this area. So I got the house or whatever, and over the years, like, people that are from around that area were telling me, you should have seen this place back in the day, Lisa. There was stores lined up down here. It was like trees. It was just so beautiful around here. And, and what people don't understand is, like, I just watched a video of somebody had done a drone, took a drone and flew over East Baltimore, and showed all the vacants and everything.
The dilapidated houses and stuff.
And
I saw that.
People. Okay, he says he's here. What people don't realize is, like, this is what happens, because it happened with my family. My mom's family had a house. You have this property, and we've traced it down from your, through your family, and we got in contact with you. So they were like, what you can do is pay the $10,000 for the property taxes that are, for the house, or you could just, not do anything about it at all. My mom was like, well, I don't have $10,000, and I don't want a property in Baltimore, so you all do whatever you want, da-da-da-da. That's when they took all their properties, knocked them all down, and built those beautiful, beautiful townhomes, row homes right there. But that's a lot of things that happens, is that people die, they leave these houses to their let it sit there. Instead of the city going ahead and taking it, which is actually what they're doing now, is they're taking the properties and they're knocking a lot of these houses down. And they're selling it to development companies. They're developing, they're going to build these houses that we can't afford. Right. They're building these houses that we can't afford, because I'm right along with, I can barely afford the house that I'm in now. I don't even like my house, but anyway, I've been trying to get out of this house ever since I moved in it. But
we have a house next door that's going to be for sale soon.
Oh well, I'm renting. So. My whole thing is like when you talk about the murder rate in Baltimore, it's just not one specific issue that's causing these murders.
No.
It's many things. It's, you know, some of these murders are happening because of drugs. Some of them are happening because of robberies, because these people, the drugs and the robberies are all connected too, because people don't have the income. Like, my daughter, before she got pregnant, because my daughter's 7 months pregnant now, she was trying to find a job. She couldn't find a job. It took me 5 years to finally find a job, and I had to go out Hartford County for a part-time job. I just need a part-time job. Come on in. Huh? Yeah, I told him, he said he was outside. I said, okay. So, I mean, but, you know, the whole, you know, and they touched on this with Freddie Gray case. When they went into the neighborhood and they showed, you know, talking to people, and they was like, you know, you can't find jobs that pay enough for us to live. You know, everybody, you know, it's the murder rate is just not one thing. It's multiple things that's causing it. Just like you were talking, like with this retreat that you're doing. You know, when you were talking about how, you know, you all were talking to these young men, and it was, to me, it was almost like an intervention. Like, if you can achieve them, if you really want to achieve them.
And a lot of them, I mean, even at just the ages of like 18 and 19, feel like there's no hope. Like, literally, this is. Figure out another means to, you know, do a little more than just getting by, or I'm gonna have to go the street route, the negative route, and that's gonna either land me dead or land me in jail. And they literally like feel like that's all there is to life. And I'm like, you know, as a young man, as a man who's grown up never knowing my biological father, and raising a son in this city who's 19 years old now, and the one thing that we've always tried to do is to let him know that there's more to life, because we live in Georgia, where my wife is from, or even, you know, giving them the experience of being outside the country. You know, our kids have passports and have had the opportunity to go and see that there's just more to life than what you see in your neighborhood and what you see on television. And I mean, you know, I'm not saying that in a bragging way, but that's something that I just wanted to make sure that my son and my brain at like 14, 15, 16 years old, where I could have made that wrong turn and been the one on the corner selling drugs and, you know,
right,
so on and so forth. And I used to live in a set of projects called Fairfield, which was down in South Baltimore, pretty much on the end of Patapsco Avenue, like before you get in the Curtis Bay area, so like a little past Cherry Hill. And I had my first job working at that Wendy's out there on Patapsco Avenue while I was living in those projects, and I chose to work hard, whether it was them worrying about somebody
right,
coming up and robbing them or the police. I didn't want to be that person, you know, that guy that was always constantly having to look over my shoulder. And then the crazy part about it was I had a lot of those guys that were down there selling their little weed, because that's all they were selling down there. Was, you know, they were like nickel and dime bags. I was making probably more money than them, you know, working at Wendy's, and they was looking at me, you know, sometimes when I'm getting off the bus and walking home, like, okay, who you think you are? I'm like, I don't think I'm nobody. I'm just, you know, I'm just flipping burgers for a living. But
you think you better than us because you got a job.
Exactly. And I'm like, yo, I can get you a job at Wendy's if you want to come. But they didn't have that mentality, and I actually like almost had, well, not even almost, I had beef with those dudes over something that's simple, to the point where it got to a point where they actually shot through my window one night. We lived on a corner and right across on the steps one night, and my mother was like, you know, somebody shot through the window, and she said, fortunately, literally like about 30 seconds to 45 seconds before that bullet came through the window, my brother was standing there looking out, like literally giving me beef because
you had a job.
Because I had a job, and I'm like, well, you know, just like the opportunity is there for me. I mean, you can go, and I mean, you're talking like 1984, 85, so minimum wage was,
yeah.
You know,
but
what
the cost of living and all was different then
right.
too.
Right.
You know, it's like my daughter had a friend that, you know, when she made friends, and everybody was blood or Crip around there. If you was on Evanston Avenue, you was a Crip. You was down there where we were. You were blood if you were on Evanston Avenue. You were Crips down there, and then there were some Bloods down on Belmont, and they were all beefing because of this fact that they were either Bloods or Crips. Now, mind you, I have a friend of mine who he's been a part of the Blood gang since he was 10 years old. He grew up in it, and he was from Arizona. So when I was telling him the things that were going on, he called his, so I could tell his OG what was going on, and he was like, "Yo, this is some clown stuff." Like I'm just like, and everything else. So I was well aware of all this before all this happened.
Right.
Well, this one of my daughter's friends, I was you know, cool with his grandmother because he lived with his grandmother, and I told her one day, I was like, he's in the gang and he's selling drugs. Oh, no, he's not. I was like, I watched him serve a van. So he called, she was like, are you selling drugs? He was like, no. I said, well, he can say no all he wants. I stood in my window and I watched him.
I said, yeah, Grandma, I'm selling drugs.
Right. And I said, he's in the gang. And he's in the gang. No, he's not. I said, oh, so blue is his favorite color all of a sudden. He's wearing a blue bandana all of a sudden because that's his favorite color. You know, and another one of my daughter's friends, his mother was the same way. His mother was in denial. And then when she realized that he was in the gang, she tried to blame my daughter. I don't know how that's possible. The man is sitting there for this with a murder. On someone, and the police were doing a walk. They were on a beat walk.
Wow.
So obviously somebody wasn't scoping out anything. My daughter's friend, he's locked up. The boy that was driving tried to lie and say that they forced him to drive or they were going to kill him. It took the police about a week to realize he was lying. And the boy on the passenger side, the police had shot him because when the boy started shooting, the police turned around and they started shooting because they didn't know if they were being shot at. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm just like, and I'm just so confused that, like, when people come to me about my children, yeah, I know my children, but I also don't put my children on a pedestal and say, oh, my child would never do that. Okay, well, what did you do? Okay, well, what happened then? Just with him. Because he won't give me, you know, I say, why? But, you know, I understand the whole thing about not knowing that everything that you do, every action has a consequence. So you're going to have to deal with that consequence. And thank God my son never has dealt drugs. My daughter's never dealt drugs. My daughter, you know, she's me to a T with her attitude, so that's kind of a curse and a blessing. But she was like, I just want to move. And I was like, well, trust me, I wanted to move back to Virginia and Tennessee. It's crazy. I mean, like, my mother's like, you should move out of Baltimore. She didn't want me to move to Baltimore in the first place. But Baltimore has some good places to live. There's some good things about Baltimore. And I think right now that people are with one day when she said that these reporters wanted to go with her when she did her outreach to these corners and stuff, when she went out and talked to people. And she was like, I have a hard enough time to do this to help people.
Yeah, and she's lost a brother, I believe, to violence as well. So yeah, this is something that's, you know, that's near and dear to her heart. It's not going to be a good situation. So I mean, the media has to understand, and also
Right.
But they because you know, City Hall has dropped the ball in a major way when it comes to a lot of stuff in this city. But when you start, you know, involving the organic and strictly grassroots, this is nothing but the one thing that they said is this is just when they were on our show last week, because of course a lot of people are saying, okay, so if nothing happens,
did this one, you know, that she had this idea of what she wanted to do, and she did it the one time, and you know, she didn't know how it was going to go. You know what I mean?
That's her plan. That's
you know that, and it's baby steps is
right.
what the retreat. You know,
which they've taken away.
Right.
City Hall.
So, you know, now you have something for these kids to do and to look forward to. You know, this, that, and the third, and we had so much fun, and I'd never been out of the city before, and you know, so they're gonna tell their friends, and
Did
then
you know they had something other?
You know, or you know, I mean, we do have raccoons. I've seen a raccoon
right on Sedonia Avenue. Year before last, I don't know if it got hit by a car. I don't know how it died. Selfies with the deer, like literally down, putting a piece out.
You know, that's just that amazes me. Like, I was on farms, like I stayed on farms. I had to, you know, I drank milk from a pail.
Oh wow! Wow!
Chickens had laid the eggs, and
wow.
You know, all that stuff. So I grew up. I'm not eating no squirrel. I'm not eating no rabbit.
Rabbit is good.
Rabbit is good. Well, you're from down south, so.
She's from Georgia.
She told me what they were. If she hadn't told me what they were, I probably would have ate them. But she told me what they were. We were having a big family get together in North Carolina. Yeah, she was.
Thing, they were saying that on the day this weekend they actually, you know, are going to be coordinating some things to go on all year round, and are going to get with other grassroots organizations in the city. Some people in the real world, you know, next weekend is going to be like, you know, like the ending scene of the 40-year-old version. Very good possibility that something is going to happen, but just because, you know, got killed that weekend, right. That now we need to stop, and you know, and all of a sudden, you know, just get back to life as normal. You got to keep fighting,
right?
Know, Baltimore overnight, it's going to be, you know, a fight,
right?
But that I was away living in Pittsburgh. That's not from here. Understand that it's more to the city than just the wire and
yes.
the corner and the, you know, the riots and all of that stuff. There's so much here.
Was that near you? No, Ma, that wasn't near me. Like, Baltimore is small, but it's kind of big too. Like, no. Okay. Because because of things that they identify it, even though they're mixed.
Gotcha.
They're mixed. Yeah. You know, they are. You know, actually, they're multiracial. Because I'm not just Caucasian. Pretty great case, and me, I'm the type of person that I'm not going to continue to argue with you. I listen to everybody's opinions.
Right.
Anymore, like, you just go your way, I go my way, and we'll keep it just like that. So you know, it's like they only see what they see on the news. Right. Why did he go around in a circle in a van when he was right there by Western District? If they were taking him to Western District, oh no, they were taking him to Central Booking. Then why did they go to Central Booking? Why did they go in a circle?
Definitely didn't have to go to route.
They went in a circle. He didn't deserve it, regardless of whatever his criminal history was, and that's what I try to get people to understand, because that's the only means that they had to support their family, not to buy tennis shoes, not to buy because I'm going to be able to buy this and I'm going to be able to buy that, instead of I need
survival needs.
Right.
Basic
So
survival needs.
yeah. Baltimore Flavor Ready. They're doing a retreat for young men.
Yeah, I heard a little bit of it. I didn't get into it like
Yeah, he said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, about an hour up right before you cross over the Delaware line. So a place called Northeast Maryland. I can't think of that. A lot of these young people, 15, 16 years old, have never been out of like a 10-block radius. Just an opportunity for us, man, to different stuff. And we have people. Yeah, we got like obstacle courses and basketball courts and all kind of stuff. That summer, that'll be the one weekend that they can say I did something. And most importantly, I got out of ball.
See Waver's face? Look. She said that she's still mad about Popeyes.
Oh, that's right. So you didn't need the. Okay,
no.
So
I wanted to say so much else on my little post that I made.
Okay.
See, now, Starrz and I go way back when I first before the baby, before. Huh? Huh? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
A few minutes.
Man, we live, baby. Everybody gonna get a little bit.
Summer Jam last Saturday.
You see what?
We ran into each other last Saturday at Summer Jam.
Yes.
And it's because I want to perform. I've got to see you do songs with Paula Campbell, with my man Only, like all the music that you have done. There's so much out here, and I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
And then like I didn't really see when I seen you with Strange Music.
You already know that.
He's got Starrz with him, and they sitting there and they just having a good old time. Tech Nine is posting these videos up, not Starrz. Tech Nine was.
Shout out to you, that's my big bro.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then I seen the videos of you on stage in front of thousands and thousands of people, and you're getting this reaction and this love. And I seen did the girl get the tattoo?
Yeah, I had a fan in Colorado. Her name's Diana. She's actually, I check on you. When stuff like that happens, you gotta make sure you show love. So she got tattooed my name on her chest. So.
Right, I seen that. Yeah, she got Starrz tattooed right up, like it's like right up here.
Spanish girl, yeah.
So I was like,
wow.
So
it happened.
One thing that I wanted to talk about with you is because I touched on it at the show.
Okay.
The love that you get out of town compared to the love that you get in town is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Tech brought you on stage. When he was at Soundstage.
Right.
He was like, Starrz. I was like, yay! And I'm looking around and like people like just looking like, who is this? Right. And I'm like, oh, this is Starrz.
But I mean, that's just our hard culture.
Right.
It's not even and just being with Tech, you know, for the on tour. Shout out to Tech. For 2 months I was on tour. I didn't even know I had so many fans outside, and I built fans towards every show I had because, you know, every show like people would check out who's his name. Of course, in the beginning, my Dope Triller video, right? First said I was going on tour. It's trashing me in there. It's like 50 people.
Yeah.
It's trash. Who's this guy? Interview Tech Nine, all this stuff. Like all these people scream my name when I got there, crying when they met me. You know what I mean? Just like shaking when they give me hugs, and it's like that's when you really get to notice like different people treat music differently.
Right.
And I was in a city that, you know, treats music for pain, but more so to party through the pain. So like, and then talk a story that they can, you know, they can gravitate to.
Right.
For me, I was in the hood, but I was a third person. I was like, I hoop. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't hands-on do any of that. I had big homies and shit. I watched. Okay, not to before most people. Like, most of my fans from Baltimore are girls.
Right.
Like, chicks. You know what I'm saying?
But it's always been that way from the way I look at it.
Yeah.
From like I said, from back like the Black Hole days and everything, like in the beginning, like 2008. Like we go way back. So, you know, so I seen that, and then like you give, and one reason I think that you gained fans on that tour was because you give your all on that stage. Summer Jam the same way, and that was why, like, afterwards when I came up to you and I was like, yo, you just, like, I was like looking at people and like you had some people that was clapping and all.
Yeah, people know the Wayne Jones song.
You know, so for you, for like, and that's got to be one of the toughest things for a performer.
At the end of the day, I know so many people that love me. You know what I'm saying? And of course, a lot of people that don't reciprocate very well because they don't know me, and a lot of people in Baltimore, they hop on things after it's already said.
Right.
So that's okay too.
All the way in the back of soundstage for tech.
Yeah.
You know, I really, like I told you, I wanted to really be on my paparazzi, but nobody would give me any information to be able to bring my camera.
Right.
You know, I really, you know.
My bad. I didn't know you were trying to get
right.
anything to brings the city.
See, and I'm not one of those people that hits up people, be like, hey, yo, you know, can you get me in? I've never been one of those people. Right. You know, I've never. That's just, you know, I'm just me.
I mean, these are grounds for it now. So now you can call me. But.
You know, so. When I seen you perform and I was all the way in the back, well, at Summer Jam, I was right there in the front.
Right.
I was like happy as shit. And then, of course, seeing, you know, Tim come out, you know. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know whether to call him Wayne Jones or Tim.
But now I call him Tim because everybody call me Wayne Jones now.
Nah.
It's weird. That's fine.
But when I forget who posted up the picture or who posted up.
Me and Tim?
No, this was like doing the video. You were.
Dope that they all came. It was big of Tim Trees to even let me do that. You know what I mean? I asked permission first.
I love the fact that you did that.
I've had him on this record and this campaign just as long as me. I want him to really be involved because, you know, I know he didn't really get as involved as he probably would have wanted to on Bankroll.
Right.
When Tate had the record. And when I saw Tate go through it, I know it's not Tate's fault. Right. He didn't know it was going to happen. You know what I mean? Tate's my shot to Tate. I'm about to go studio with him after this. But
yeah, I know, because you sent me a couple. Thank you for sending me some music.
Oh yeah, I sent you 3 joints from the album. The album will come out in September, so it's dope.
Okay, thanks.
But I'm saying, yeah. So I just wanted him to know, like, I appreciate him.
Right.
I wanted him to know I love him for the city, and I wanted to respect him and his record well enough to get his blessing to do everything: videos, concepts, promotion. I wanted to show that way because it's his name. Wayne Jones is his name.
Right.
His checks say that.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I don't want to misrepresent the city, even on.
But I got bankrolls on my phone, the original. Right. Like I'm just one of those people that, you know, I just felt some kind of way when I heard it. I was like, okay, well, I understand he's doing it, you know, but you know.
Well, he
kids love that song. Like people, I hear that song, and when I hear the beat, I'm like, hey, bankrolls, and then it's not Wayne Jones.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so all right, but I love what you did with that song. Thank you know, that's one of the classics.
I just wanted mine to sit next to it properly. You know, I just wanted to be able to do something that is new for the world, and they love it. And we love it even more because it means more to us. Right. Because I go out of town and stuff, they love the song. A lot of people come, oh, I love Wayne Jones, but who's Wayne Jones? You know what I mean? And that's the best thing about it.
You gotta look him up and yeah,
they gotta.
What was the
name? That's what music's about.
The Dalton Volume 1. Was that the name of that?
Yeah, Dalton Volume 1. That's what it was.
Classic.
Classic. But that's what you gotta do. Like you'll get into it, and interviews is so refreshing to be able to tell that story because it means so much to me because I'm from here. Right. And I really understand the record.
I noticed something else. Like I said, because I've known you for so long, and it's crazy that you've had the success that you're having, that you know you've had as well around the same time that you were coming up, Jay Oliver.
Yeah, he's gone.
You know what I mean?
We started in Morgan dorm rooms. It was all concrete, cement everywhere, and I was sleeping on the dorm floor every day.
The success that he has, the success, you know, like I'm looking, and it's not flaunted. You know what I mean? I don't see, like, you know, I see more people shouting out Jay Oliver and things that he does than I would see Jay Oliver do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like you, like a lot of people probably had no idea all the hard work that you've been doing before getting on tour with Tech Nine. And then you got on tour with Tech Nine, and I'm just like, yo, how the hell did he do that? Like, I was like, I get so happy when people have success.
How did the Tech Nine connection happen?
Oh, yeah, sure. I had an investor named Tamba Ali who plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. He was backing me at the time, and Tech Nine's his neighbor.
Right.
And he told Tech Nine to listen to me. He showed a YouTube clip or some old video I did down, what was it, Bourbon Street?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Bourbon Street. And I wilded. Of course, the show was crazy. He was like, "Angie's crazy. Let me hear his music." And he heard a song, and he was like, "Well, you know, if you pay, you don't put him on the tour." And of course, it's business music. He was like, "Yo, about the tour with me." My favorite people, you know what I mean? Light it and like smoke it, like a little pipe thingy. So like, I never would do stuff like this. Like, all I do is weed, you know what I mean? I'm relaxing, you know what I mean? But Tech like, oh, I never did this. This was the first time. So we go on this week. The bodyguard, 3 bodyguards walk us to this little Honda with 2 girls he knew from way back, and we sit in this back seat. The car's like this big. There's security guards that are around this whip because it's Tech Nine. You know what I'm saying? Like he's walking around with slippers on. So, and then we in the back, she hit the girl in the front, hits it, and Tech hits it first. And I watch him die in front of me. And I was like, he was like, he couldn't breathe. They laughing. I'm like, y'all think this shit's funny? Like somebody's dying. Like the legends of the baby. But he went through it and he passed it to me. I'm like, why are we doing this? I want to do this. So of course, it's memories I got forever. You know what I mean, with somebody who people would, you know what I mean, faint if they sing. You know what I mean, Tech Nine is like a legend, probably the best, one of the best rappers ever. You know
I would like. I have met different artists, industry artists. Like I cussed out Keith Murray.
That's not hard to believe.
At Club Reality, after the show, Dirk Platoon took me up to VIP and was like, "Yo, Keith, this is Lisa. She the Baltimore Paparazzi." He was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." I said, "The next time that you pull me on stage, I'm kicking your ass."
Oh, okay.
Because he pulled all the girls up on stage.
Oh, he pulled you on stage?
Yeah.
That's aggressive.
And Ty Gutter, right.
I understand. I see the passion in your face. I'm serious about it.
Ty Gutter, you know, him and Keisha got you and everything. She's not the paparazzi, she the Baltimore blockerazzi, you know. But I don't get like, you know, I've met Hobson, I've met, you know, Funk Volume crew when they were Funk Volume. And, you know, I've met different people and it's like, hey, how you doing? You know, I was just with David Banner. I just met David Banner and I was down in
But
so I think if I ever got to meet Tech, because I always said, and I just think that because of the company as big as it is, being independent, like it's a remarkable thing to me because everybody is like labels, and I'm just like, yo, Strange Music did this independently. I just want to
visit that warehouse.
Oh, which one?
Crazy.
They got a couple.
When he first started.
Yeah, I've been there. It's pretty long. About a quarter-mile long building.
But I think Tech Nine and Ghostface would be the only 2 that I would probably be just like,
a couple of years ago, I actually saw the bus. In fact, I have a picture on my Facebook thing of the tour bus, because the tour bus was crazy. And like I literally had just missed him by like 3 or 4 minutes because we were standing on the backstage right after Slaughterhouse performed, and we were waiting for Raekwon and Ghostface to come and perform. And this was when the whole Raekwon's boy punching Joe Budden in the face, all that stuff that happened.
Shout out to Joe Budden.
Yeah, that's that was when all of that happened. So like in the process of waiting for them, we missed Tech Nine getting on the bus, and I was like, oh, that kind of it sucked. But his performance out there was dope, though.
Yeah, he's one of the best performers of it all.
But like, you know, for me, Starrz, like, I look at you like you're one of those that you pop, but you're not. You know, you sing, you do different genres, so you can fit in different places. This is not like one thing. And like when I look at you, like when like the whole thing with the like getting on tour with Tech and I was just like, oh, that's Starrz. That's, you know, I know him. I know him.
That's dope.
You know, like the Royce the 5'9" show down in Sonar years ago.
I was on that.
Were you?
Yeah, open.
Yeah, because there was a lot of people, local artists, that opened for him.
I think Only was there too.
And you know, I think Los was there. Was Los there that night?
Was Los there? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Because it was. You know, like I have so many memories, like, and my memory is very short because I'm very old. But I have like memories of you like performing on stage and, you know, like I said, Black Hole Clubs, you know, 5 seasons and everything else. This is one question that I want to ask you, like I ask a lot of the artists. Where do you see Baltimore, the hip hop scene right now? How do you see it, like compared to like when we first came in? Like how do you? I feel
like doing this.
I mean, what is your
outtake? I think our
on
artists are bigger stars now. But I feel like the music and the community of hip hop in Baltimore was way better when we started.
It was, to me, it was more
like we literally was chilling every week at the same time, listening to people do the same songs every day on the same stage. And we loved it. But
we seen everybody, regardless if they were performing or not.
Right.
Now you don't see that.
The star power, but like now, like these younger kids, like I'll just call it. He's on. Already. My favorite Baltimore back then, of course, Boss Man, Scar Akbar, Only Bacardi, Yup. Like I remember these guys, you know what I mean? And I hope they all doing well. Molly, you feel me? I can go days and days because I was in that community.
Right.
But Linwood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we talking about, like, kids, we was like, whoa, they're going to be stars one day. No pun. And I think it's very important that, you know what I mean, it just stays that way. So I wish we were more together. Of course, I can get with all the artists, but this, like, we don't, like, artists here don't fuck with other artists unless they already popping. Like, if you can't get me more fans, I'm not going to shit. I'm not going to, you know.
And I've noticed that, too, because, like, I've had conversations with people about doing features. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't do features.
You know.
It's hard.
You know, about doing features, and I'm like, and I've seen a lot of coattail riding, like, you know, like, okay, oh well, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try and be cool with him because I see him making these moves, and I'm gonna ride on his coattails.
Right.
And you know, I'm just like, back, and I see a lot of different things, and I understand business. Don't get me wrong, I understand business, but I like. Hooli has put it out there many times at many different shows. He'll do a feature with anybody, and he don't charge. But then, but then I see people who have just been in the scene for a couple of years. Oh, I'm charging for features. If you want me on your song, I'm like. But if I pay you X amount of dollars to be on my song, am I going to get any fans? Because isn't that the whole purpose of having somebody on your song?
I mean, again, it's like, you know, a lot of just. We're still everybody is. Even things. I've done all these accolades you can speak on, but I'm still trying to figure out what is nobody. Los made it the farthest as far as hip hop.
Right.
But it's like even he has had his ups and downs. He's still trying to figure it out.
Right.
Somebody I've been with him like every day since he's been back home. So I mean I'm still in the studio working on these records with him, and he's as talented as can be. But it's like you gotta make people, you know what I mean, buy into who you are.
Right.
And I think music now is very emotional connected. We either want to turn up or we want to connect emotionally with the artist that we can, you know, listen to and get something from.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I tell you about, you know what I mean, we found out my son wasn't mine in a rap song and you went through that same thing. then that music's gonna touch you deeper than somebody who's just trying to count money out of it. So it's different music with different people. I'm gonna still give you the turned up record. I'm gonna still give you a song for ladies, but I'm still gonna give you something that you can turn on and actually, you know what I mean, vibe with because you're familiar with this life I live, because it's something you're compared to. Right. You know what I mean? And that's why gangster dudes and dudes from the hood love Skol like they do, because he's telling their story. Right. And I respect that. And you don't need to be lyrical to tell a story. Say it's about who you touch. And I think that's just the big thing somebody from our city has to do, or has to lead by example. Right. I always told people I didn't want to be the first one out. Right. If it was my choice, it'd have been Smash. God rest his soul. Oh, if Smash got out, like, we'd be on. I think he's right there. He's right there. Man. I think between him and like 100 Grand Man when he had Wet Wet on the radio. Right. You couldn't tell me he wasn't. I thought he was the most famous rapper in the world. That's all.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
he's the first person I saw in music videos.
When the first time?
No, 100 Grand Man. When he shot the first music video ever in Baltimore was 100 Grand Man. It was in front of the Room Source down on Bel Air and North Avenue. Oh yeah. The first music video I was talking about. I was like, he's from here? You know what I'm saying? All I knew was Diddy and Bentleys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, we've had those guys. You know, Honey got locked up and Smash. You know what I mean? Health got the best of him. You know, even Scooter, like he was leading the way. He was chilling with Game. I ran in the Game in LA. I know him from my PR. He's like, yeah, that Scooter kid. I'm in LA. So that just speaks volumes. Right. So we're all on the right path. I think there's so many different ways and artists that can make that first open door. And I hope they can, you know what I mean? So you know.
Yeah, because I've had this conversation in here like 2 weeks ago when I had Frank Lewis on the show. Okay. And that's how you got to see these people. These kids they're YouTube videos. You know what I mean?
You know something else? Back when we was doing, there's nobody underneath the age of 30 and underneath that don't know at least one Baltimore rapper. Right. And that's incredible because at a certain time, think about it. When we was in the community, you could really go somewhere and be like, Baltimore artists and Baltimore rappers, who are they? You know what I'm saying?
When I came to Baltimore, I did not know nothing about them. Exactly. Do you know who I knew as a Baltimore rapper? It's who I heard on 92Q. Yeah. Comp. I knew who Comp was. Man. You know what I mean? So I knew Paula Campbell.
Paula was hot for a bit.
And Tim Trees.
Right.
Those are the people. I didn't know anything about this underground music scene. I knew nothing about it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like nobody. I don't think nobody did. Like I'm really saying like I'm trying to think. I'm sitting here. I'm like, yo, I remember them times of like me saying I rap. I be going to like I'm out there. This show, you got a show,
right?
Like there's nobody even. You know what I mean? But now it's like these kids go crazy over the scholars and all the like millions of views. Schools, these kids, what everybody else is doing is listening to this music, so that's what we want to do. But that's where it starts. And I think it's beautiful. We didn't have that back when I was there. Because think about it. Who was somebody that's 10, 11 that was big fans of Boss Man when we was there? Like, there was a bunch of kids running the Boss Man.
Well, like when we was coming up in our time,
grown men were our fans.
Like our time, like that, like us, we come up really doing boom hip hop stuff. I mean, like we didn't get the following and love like that from the. We had to really go down in the trenches to get that love, that support for people that was just not in the scene or, you know, just like regular people, stuff like that. You know what I mean? You had a few, but you got a lot of support now. You know what I mean? I
remember when I was rapping, about 6 years ago, like when Facebook was really like popping, and I had like 5,000 max out. People. Facebook, like that was the peak for a lot of people. Like, no, a lot of people mad. Yeah, it was followers. So that's the only way I knew who liked me. Like somebody writing you all, and you posted. I used to post YouTube videos, like the Paula Campbell record. I posted that on Facebook, right? 150,000 views on that joint. Like that's back when you had no choice but to go to certain places for music. You know what I mean? Right. So that was dope. But it's all. I think it's all laid out about to happen.
With me being in the music scene, my children listen to Baltimore artists, of course. And from when my Linwood was like one of her favorite artists, and because she listened to Linwood, then her homegirl was listening to Linwood. Well, I had a Sweet 16 birthday party for her, which it was actually a show at Sonar, and Linwood was performing or whatever. So her friends got to see these these artists that they were listening to their music, see them perform. I took the kids to Bourbon Street.
No, I used to be jam.
Right, and so my daughter's friends, when they met Linwood, it was just like you said. They were shaking. Mm-hmm. They were, you know what I mean? But that's just a small piece of Baltimore, you know. And I was always trying to bring Baltimore hip hop out even more, to tell people, you know, because when I came to Baltimore, I seen a poster and I was like, who the hell is a O-Gun?
Oh Gun.
It was Ogun. You know what I mean? So like things. Like you said. We had Fletcher's, we had 5 Seasons, Sonar, Bourbon Street. Yeah, not Paparazzi. We had Sonar.
And you know, and I was blessed to have a hit record then. I shot the D-Boy when we had to transfer that record. Like,
yes,
I couldn't go nowhere. That was the only that was a song that was very popular. That's the first song I had that I performed in Baltimore everywhere, and it was like, you know, everybody knew the words. You know what I'm saying? And it was beautiful.
I had been at a few of those shows, and
those shows was crazy.
And I'm looking around, and everybody is just like the words, and I was like, okay.
To this day, I never would have thought that happened, but you know, you never know what record gets out.
And Saturday was the first time I seen D-Boy in a long time.
Yeah,
and he was with the Creek Boys.
I don't know how that worked, but yeah. So
because
he's always working.
I never heard of them until, like I said, Skipper. Skipper has got his ear to the ground when it comes to these young artists.
That's only got hard.
And like I was like, I don't know who they are. And like watching them perform, I like artists who take the stage.
Yeah.
And they make it theirs, and they have fun, and they're, you know, I love seeing that. And I got a pretty few dope shots of them, and I got pictures of you. Actually, some of my pictures are on the 92Q Jams Facebook page.
Oh, that's dope.
You know, they had me send some pictures of everybody in, and you know, like I just being able to watch you on stage, it was just like, yeah, it's like 7:30. I gotta get these people in here.
It's all good.
But like I'm glad, I'm thankful that you came in last minute, because I know it was kind of last minute. I was like,
cool, man.
you should be busy.
But usually I start with taking 9 phone calls all day. It's so easy. I'm definitely one of his fans. I'm not gonna say his #1 fan, but I am definitely a fan. Yeah, he got #1 fan. I saw that he had his face tattooed on him. You think a name or something? He had his whole body on tour. At least one Tech 9 tattoo every city. Well, they supposed to be, I don't know, there's so much stuff going on. Wayne Jones, of course, doing good right now. 3 weeks, so that's dope. After that, I'm gonna go, you know, travel around with the record. That to you too.
Mm-hmm.
And then the album comes out September. I'm thinking about probably my daughter's birthday, September 6th. So I might drop on her birthday and some stuff like that. It's called Mama for artists. Talk about things they don't want to, because you never know who's going to be touched by something you got going on.
Yeah, because I'm a type of person that I like music that I can feel, and that's one reason why I like Kevin Gates so much. Mm-hmm. Is that I can I can feel that. And artists here, Baltimore Big Steve, I'm a fan, but I'm also his friend, and I'm also his photographer and videographer when he goes to Houston and New Orleans.
Right.
So like that's what he's kind of gotten into too, making those songs that people can on your life. A lot of people will be like, I want to do that same thing. But
that's when you become. That's when you get more than a fan. You get a participant in your career.
Right.
I mean,
and like you said before, you know, I used to tell artists all the time, when you make a project, you can't just don't make it just like a turn up. You got to give everybody something on this album, because not everybody is going. You know, I always think like this. Dude has a CD, he puts it in the CD player. His girl gets in the car and looks at him and goes, oh, we got to listen to this song. We got to listen to this. The next song comes on, she'll be like, oh. Turn up, you got the geared towards the females, you got the poppy thing, you got the gangster thing, you got everything all in one. So you're going to get people to listen. Privilege. I got 3 new songs to listen to.
Yeah, man. Let me know which one you like, man. It's just something. The album 16 tracks is done. I'm just sitting on it until I guess you want to put it out. You know, iTunes, Tidal, Spotify, all that good stuff. You know, you got streaming site. Go there, listen to it for free. If not, cop it if you want to. Probably be like $8.99. Fuck with me. Besides that, I'm trying to get back on tour with Tech. I'm trying to figure out when he's going back now.
Well, let him know that.
So it's good. I'm gonna let you know, man.
Let me know. I'm a big fan. Yeah.
I got you.
I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a big fan of his, and like I said, I appreciate you coming through last minute. Like I said, I wasn't even sure if they were going to show up or not.
So again, man, like I said, these type shows are the most important because this is where the heart lives. So I always want to come to where the heart is.
And my thing for me is I just want to let you know, like, I seen you at the Tech 9 show and I seen you at Summer Jam, and it's just that whole. I'm still the same Lisa I was back in, I first came in the scene. Everybody thought that I was somebody's mother.
Right, I did. I thought she was what the other white rapper girl name was.
Shy.
Wait, don't say it. Shy the heroin. Heroin Shy.
Shy Lady Heroin. That's right.
Shy Lady Heroin.
Yeah, I can't get ready to go to her album release tonight.
Oh, she's rapping still. That's awesome.
Yeah,
anyway,
that sounds like shit. It wasn't.
Anyway, I'm still the same person that I was. I know. You're regardless. Like, you haven't got big headed, and that's what I like.
I'm not that rich yet.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm gonna tell you. I'm just happy for the success and the continued success that I know you're gonna have.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a song before I had to bring these other guys in.
Okay.
What song should I play?
Play the joint with me and a Money Man kid. Yeah. So Lie to Me is actually with the Money Dance song. That's those kids and me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna play that.
Can I give a shout out before?
Sure.
Just real quick. Had the opportunity to honor this morning on a show that I co-hosted on WFBR 1590 AM to interview Sweet LD from Oaktown 357.
Ooh.
Who I had like the biggest crush on back in the day. I always tell people like back in the day, Oaktown 357, BNGD, and Patra. That would have been all I needed back in the day, but had the opportunity to interview her on that show, and it was absolutely awesome.
That's awesome. But now he's got you, baby.
But now I got you, baby. So.
I wish y'all could see her face.
That was you were in Germany at that time. I didn't.
You were in Germany.
At that time. Wanted to be a legend, literally. We talked for about a half an hour today, and it was awesome.
That's okay.
It's a singing joint. Because I just want to show the different stuff I got. This is me and Blue. It's like a duet. It's called She Wanna Vibe. So.
All right. So when I come back, I'll be in here with, I guess, Nick and Mud Gang. I'm not sure who's out there. So, all right. I'll see y'all in a few.
So shady.
You don't sound so amazed about that.
She said, I guess I'm going to go. What? Yeah, outside that door, yeah. That's so funny.
I always get a blur on this side.
Why you looking like that? What are you doing?
Y'all just gonna cause me to be all kinds of trouble. I try to be, all right. I try not to be shady, but it just happens.
You are. Yeah, you've been shady all the time I know you though.
Not me.
All my life.
All your life.
All my life.
All your hip hop life.
16 and up.
Yo, I seen pictures of Paige the other day. I seen pictures of Paige the other day. I was like, oh my God, why is she getting so big?
Red on that red.
Of course.
Like that. Of course. Yeah, you got the chicken thing. She's like, you know why? Yeah, she didn't come up like this.
Did you have the 6 pictures? Because I tagged you. I think I tagged you like the album.
Facebook, I had like so many requests that were like people just tag me and stuff. It's so hard.
This is from my Paparazzi page. And then like they put the pictures that they took, because I sent them like 5 pictures to you. Were nice to you. And then the picture that they took, I was like, really? You took the album off?
It's Paparazzi or Hard Body Radio?
It's Hard Body Radio, but I'm about to phone it. Thank you. Keep me in check.
Love you.
I'm hungry and I want to eat. I know. All right, nice to meet you too. It's your girl Lisa, the Baltimore Paparazzi. Just finished up talking to Antwon Grant from Baltimore Flavor Radio and my man Starrz. And I got in the building. We're going to go over time, so it's okay because I don't think Complex is coming in after me. I got Nick. He's going through his phone because he ain't sent me no music.
Yeah, she was just in my bushes, so I'm sitting here like.
We live on YouTube right here. We live on Facebook Live at that camera right there. Just let you all know y'all on camera. You know how you go in spots and they say you smile, you on the camera. We ain't got no signs. We ain't got no signs. And I got again. Chop style. Yeah, he was busy with Essence Festival, so. But usually what it is, I go to the show, I take pictures, I give you all pictures, and then you come do my radio show. Wow. Everything kind of got screwed up because I was in Houston, and Hood does things totally different than the way I do it. Nick knows because I've dealt with Nick before with the pictures and stuff. Yeah. This whole radio show is something new with Blaze the Stage.
My first time being on a radio station.
Your first time being on the radio station?
Yeah.
That's your microphone right there.
Yeah.
Right there. So, like I said, I've seen Nick perform a couple times when we was at the 5 Seasons. It used to be the hot spot, whatever you want to call it. But and I was able to see you at the first Blaze the Stage when we did it at G10. Right. So, I just lost my train of thought just that quick. So how have you changed in that was like 2 years, 2 years time from Blazing Stage? Because I noticed the difference just in your stage performance.
Right. That was the first time y'all seen me. That was the first time I've been on stage. I was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like as them, like all this happened like crazy. Like it started out as a joke. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
But just doing music or?
Yeah, music.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing it for 2 years now. So it's like. I stuck my foot in my mouth. I must have pacing that crowd for like 20 minutes. Then talking to my mother like, boy, what the hell you doing? You a goddamn rapper? What the hell you doing? So it just, I don't know.
Well, because I mean, I kind of noticed the difference because you were like, you were more comfortable on stage at the Blazing Stage show that we had at G10. I had seen a more confident in you. I wasn't sure if it was like you got a hold of some of the edibles in the back, or you got a hold of one of the jars. G10. They have, they get themselves ready to be on stage. They get that liquid courage in them or whatever, and then they hit the stage. But it was just like it was your first time. Like it was like not really your first time, but it was like it was like maybe like your 5th, 6th time. You were just learning how to work the stage.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was your first time because I've seen motherfuckers get on stage the first time and just be like this. And just be rapping, and you were like, "Are you going to do anything else?
Yeah,
Are you going to move?"
I don't know. I don't know. I thrive off of.
You really just been doing this for like the past 2 years, like.
Yeah.
So and I mean, how like you just like one day was like, "I'm gonna try this," or you've kind of been like rapping, like playing around and.
No, one day me and my little brother was going to see some people, and they was at a studio. So I was stopping through the house, this little female. So yeah, I guess I thought it was like somebody was sliding me, or he was coming for me because when he see me in there, I always got my shades on, I dress certain way, so like he looked like a rapper. So I'm thinking coming for me. So I'm like, well, yeah, I'm getting ready.
Yeah, you can go. This internet radio.
I'm getting ready to geek. I'm getting ready to fuck their whole session up then. You feel me? Y'all gonna come for me? Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and write all fucking night and play with y'all and see all kind of stupid shit. And so just so happened that it came out, you know what I'm saying? And people started listening to it, and that's how it started.
Okay.
Right.
Cause see, I usually ask people like, that I'm not real familiar with. I was writing, or I started out writing poetry, but to hear you say, no, just like 2 years ago, and just like, yeah, I'm like, okay, wow.
I started with this young man right here, it's my man. So it's like we family. So it's like his mother was a transition in my life too. Like as far as like dealing with things since I've been doing music, like to keep me focused and keep me grounded.
So you're like your support system.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. So that one artist that made you like you could really do this, because you said that you was at the studio and you was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna do this. But I know there's gotta be a hip hop artist that when you heard them you were like, damn, I can do that too. There's gotta be one.
No.
Not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because when I started doing it, he said, yeah, shit, fuck that. That's how we rolling then. Yeah, so I'm a rapper now.
So do you have a favorite, like a go-to hip hop artist?
I like Jeezy, T.I., 50, Eminem, Buck.
Okay, you kind of all over the map. You down south, you east, you west coast, you up north. You just all over the.
I like music pretty.
See, and that's my thing too. Is like, I like music. Like when I say I'm so old that when somebody says, well, what was the first hip hop song that you remember hearing? Sugar Again. The very first hip hop song. 70s rock and roll. Listen to bluegrass because we're from the country. Listen to country music because my mother sings just like Tammy Wynette, who's a country singer. Like, I had music, all different genres around me. But when I heard hip hop, this was something totally like out of the blue and something totally different. I don't have a favorite. Like a lot of people say, oh, well, Tupac's my favorite or Biggie's my favorite. I don't have a favorite. I have a lot of different artists that I like to listen to at different times in my life. Like, I just had Starrz in here who was on tour with Tech Nine, and I'm a big Tech Nine fan. I love Tech Nine. But I also, Kevin Gates is one of my favorites. You know, I listen to Gates all the time.
Me personally.
I like watching shows, certain movies, or listen to certain people because everybody is on that.
Being yourself. Yeah.
Right. I don't like everybody talking about okay, Future with that Mask Off song. Everybody, oh yeah. I listened to that song one time. I was like, I don't like this shit.
Yeah.
I don't like this shit. And then my friend, Fatboy Deezy that lived down in Houston, he did that beat. And it took me a couple times to actually be able to listen to it because when I heard the beat, I just automatically heard that Future song. I was like, I can't stand this song.
I did the beat too, but I ain't rap nothing like that.
Right, and that's what Deezy did too. And see, and that's what I like. I like when if you're gonna do mixtape beats, if you're gonna do a mixtape and you're gonna make it your own, and you don't rap like the person that rapped on it. You gotta take it and make it your own. Verb, he's from here in Baltimore. He battle raps. You know, I've watched him be on stage for 16 minutes just freestyling, and and we had to stop him because he was still going. I have a CD and it's called Beast Mode, and there was a song on there that I just love when I just played it all the time, and I played it and I loved it. I don't listen to the radio. When I was in the car, the DJ played his Mill song. I didn't know it was a Meek Mill song. But that's my thing about if you're gonna make a mixtape and you're gonna take industry beats, you make them your own beats. What my ex has done because I help him like get beats and stuff, is he gets beats from industry artists, but they're not songs that they play on the radio. It might be like something else that was on the album, so it's not a well-known beat, you know. And that's another thing that I like. You have any projects? I mean, you say you've been doing this for only 2 years, so you have any projects that you've done already?
Yeah.
How many?
A lot. That's all I do is sit on that computer.
Is it mixed? Are they mixtapes or the originals?
Original beats, mixtapes.
I know, because 3D was like, I said, where are they at? And 3D said, they back there buying beats. I said, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
You see, you all got the tour of the studio before I could give you a tour.
As soon as he played one and I said something more, he was like, oh yeah, I'll produce that and blah, blah, blah.
Who, the guy was back there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't know who was back there. Yeah. See, I used to call these interviews. I call them conversations now because I don't have anything written. So we just talk. We just whatever comes up. So besides the Blaze the Stage, has there been any other performances that you've done, or is that just pretty much like?
Yeah, like I said, I've only been doing music for 2 years. It's a complicated thing because it's like I've been sitting in front of that computer learning how to engineer and everything myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel good to be able to sit in here and like, you know, chop it up with people back there. And like, because I'm not used to like me recording in somebody's studio and me leaving and then you doing everything. Like I sit in front of the computer and mix and master and everything myself now. So
okay. And I've noticed that with a lot of people, what they've ended up doing is do, you know, they learn how to do it themselves. They're not like. And I seen this discussion the other day about engineers. Say that I'm an engineer at the studio, and you come in and you record a song with me. Well, you're my friend, so I do my best. You know, I do my best work on it. But then he comes in. I don't really know him, but he's paying me to engineer. So I just do. You know, I do it, and it sounds good, but it's not on the level of what I did for yours. You know what I mean? Is that just like a
with like do a certain way, you're not going to just come do his verses and leave. You know what I'm saying? You're going to sit there and make sure it's how he want it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. Like, people don't take time with it. And other people don't take the time to, like, you know, really showing up for no people. It's just all about a dollar, and that's why ain't nobody really getting no goddamn real dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my stage name.
Right.
You can put that mic to you can talk to. We can all talk. It don't matter. Like I said, we having a conversation. You gonna chime in. You can say whatever you want to say. But so I mean, like I said, I've been in this music scene since 2000. I came in 2006. Really came to know more in 2007. Went to my first show 2008. So I've been around for a while. And so I know, like, when I had Starrz in here, we were talking about how it was back in the day where we had, like, it was just people who put shows together. But now, like, there's hardly any place where you can get a show and, you know, to do a show for a local artist. There's so many scams out there to open up for industry acts. So, you know, how do you feel like about the hip hop scene as you've seen it in the, like, just from hood shows, you know, and I really haven't been going out to many events. I was just at 92Q Summer Jam Saturday. I was there because they hired me to work, and I said yes, I will be there. Right. And seeing some local artists on that stage, and I'm like, I don't even know who these people are, so I'm kind of out of tune.
Lack of support.
Well, true. It is a lack of support as far as I don't think Baltimore realizes the local scene as it is, except for what they hear on 92Q. That's the way I was when I first came in the scene. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know there was a Baltimore scene. I knew when they played Scar Akbar and Huli Shalom and Comp and Boss Man and Mully Man on the radio, and that was those were local artists. I didn't know about the thousands of other people that were running around here doing shows, performing. And Baltimore still doesn't realize that we have a local, you know. Like, I'm sure all your people around y'all, like, they know you perform and they heard your music because, you know, you let them hear it and all. And maybe their friends know because, you know, that's how the word of mouth goes. But I can guarantee you that if you say, you know, you ever heard of so-and-so, and be like, no. But they've heard of, like, Lil Scooter and Moose and the dude, what's the Scola? I don't know who he is. But Scola, I don't know any of these little young guys. But the scene is not just the lack of support; it's the lack of marketing and advertising as well.
I mean that also, but it also, like I said, it's like it is a lack of support because, like, I call the city like damn near the city, and also because it's different from LA, where you can go from right here, Ice Cube from right here, Easy E from right here, The Game from right here. You feel me? It's where you can go to Atlanta, Jeezy from right here, T.I. from right here, this person right, or New York, vice versa. It's a far-fetched dream here. So people just like, and then most of the people just do it for some damn Front Street. No one, to me, like, the support system means that it's like, all right, now, I don't believe that you can do that because no one really hasn't done it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like a far-fetched dream. You know what I'm saying, to these people here. You feel me? Let alone, like, if you another rap in Atlanta, you're gonna get that support when people hear you because they're like, well, yeah, he did it.
It's kind of like when me and Starrz. So Starrz could do a song, and then I seen Starrz when he was at Summer Jam performing, and it was the same thing, like, at both shows. Like, when Tech announced Starrz, I was happy. I've known Starrz since the beginning because I've watched him in the scene. So I was like, yay! I'm looking around and people was like, who is he? He got more love outside of Baltimore than he does in Baltimore. And that's the way that's the way it is all over everywhere. The only reason why people fuck with T.I. and Jeezy and all them from down south is because, oh, now they popping. I can guarantee you they got the same story that everybody in Baltimore got too. You know, and my thing with that, like, there are actually people who are actually, like I said, Starrz was just on tour with Tech 9. He did a 70 city tour with Tech 9. And there's another artist, well, he's a producer, he makes beats and stuff, named Jay Oliver. He's been out in California. Comp is living out in California. There's been Los is another one who, you know, signed with Bad Boy twice. Good, yeah. You know, they're doing it, but they're still, Baltimore is not one of those things where, like you said, somebody says St. Louis, oh, Nelly. Somebody says New York, oh, Biggie. You know, that's the first person most people think of is Biggie or Jay-Z. Yeah. You know, but when they think of Baltimore, when you say Baltimore, they either say Murder Rate or The Wire. Right. It's no. True Hill. Right. Oh yeah, True Hill.
You only dance in the city, which makes you a local stripper. You ain't in Miami dancing. They ain't calling you going tour.
You ain't China. You ain't Black China.
That's the thing though. But if you supported a local rapper and had his music bumping in the strip club, and you pop that pussy off his shit, then he get some money and bring some money to the city. You know what I'm saying? But they don't understand that. They say, oh yeah, you're a local nigga, you're a local.
And that's one thing I don't like. I don't like saying local artists. I always like to say, if I do say local, it's local underground artists. Right. Because what I consider the scene is to be underground, because we're not out there. You know what I mean? Right. We're not the Baltimore hip hop scene is not out there, especially not like it used to be. I wish y'all could have seen how it used to be.
After I first started doing music, like 7 months after we was doing music, and they picked a song for a mixtape in Miami. It's on King of Diamonds Smoke Fest 20. It's number 4. Face. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's on that tip.
See, and that's my thing. Like, I used to tell people this all the time. Like, I took marketing and advertising in college. So my whole thing is, you all as artists, y'all are a commodity. That's just like a
tangible good.
Well, it's like a pair of Jordans. Okay, you all are a commodity like those Jordans. Well, those Jordans need marketing and advertising for people to want them. So, you need to market and advertise yourself. Once you get that core base, once you get your fan base here, then it's time to go outside of Baltimore, because you're not going to get everybody to fuck with you, and everybody wants to call it hating. And
we've been on that.
I don't call it hating. I don't call it hating.
Yeah, but see, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a hard head nigga, and I take in what you saying, what everybody else say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I understand that. But if like it's hard to explain. But I got songs I've done with everybody all over the city. Like, I be everywhere in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't take, but that's what I mean. Everybody running and leaving the city. You're taking my son, but you leaving your aunts here, your grandmother's here, your cousins here. Everybody, you say, oh yeah, I'm going to ride it down for y'all, but you leaving. Everybody running away from the problem. Everybody want to go somewhere else. Right. People just it's a tough subject, but at the same time, everybody else rich. You know what I'm saying? Right. And my people love me.
For base here, and then you get out. You've already done it though. You already got your music down in other places. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you move out of. Encountered is this. I know artists that have performed and done stuff here in Baltimore, but never went down to DC and did a show. Yeah. Never went up in PA and did a show. Never went to West Virginia and did a show. Never went anywhere else but Baltimore and did a show. That's cool if that's all you want to do is be a local artist. Yeah, but most people want their music to be heard all over. Yeah. So you have that core base here. You're not going to get everybody to like you, love you, whatever, support you here.
What you're saying now.
But you do that here, and then you start doing shows. notoriety.
At first you were saying like when you got to have the people here to love you, to like you.
You get your core base.
Yeah, up here. But see, in order for you to have a core base, it has to be solid. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a solid foundation. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like, I ain't saying move or saying, I'm just saying in general, everybody running away from the problem, or you gotta go ahead and get famous and all that. You gotta, I understand that.
I don't agree with people going like everybody's like, I'm gonna go to Atlanta. Why are you going to Atlanta? Because I can get on better faster there.
I want to start.
And then they come back to Baltimore.
Down there
to me, him.
I would never leave.
Us as what we basically accomplished here now. You know what I'm saying? To me, I want the Lord of D. We want them to come to our city and see what we live like, what we're doing. I want them to come want to do music with us. That's what I'm saying.
Right. And see, and like I said, I understand what you're saying, and I just want you to understand what I'm getting at as far as the whole like just because my whole thing is like the people. There's people that have never
range. Like,
like you know what I mean. Like people, I've known people that never they don't even strive to even get their music
anyway.
Like this is internet radio, and we have I don't know how many people in Baltimore who have internet radio stations. Can you imagine how many other states have internet radio? You know what I mean? So there should be no reason why you're not being able to get your music outside of Baltimore. You know what I mean? Another tool, like I said, is because these young kids are. MySpace. Now people are being found on YouTube. These young kids, they're not performing at shows and doing stuff in the city. They're being found through YouTube videos. So now everybody's doing YouTube videos, and that's cool because now you're being seen by all over the world, because all over different countries. Like I have different countries that view my live, my YouTube live. Now, whether they watch the whole thing or not, I don't know. But they're listed on when I do my report, they're listed on there. So, iTunes. Back in the day, it was you had to jump through hoops. You had to pay somebody. You had to do all kinds of stuff to get your music on iTunes. There was, you have so many different marketing tools, to be able to get yourself out there even more. And like I say, you say you've only been doing music for 2 years. How about you guys? Because you all are a group, right? Are you guys a group or you individuals that just come together, or you're like, I don't know what we are.
We just make music. Like we grew up together. All my close friends. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my little brother. That's my oldest brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's just it.
So music about the same time, or Nick started.
I with it like in 2000.
A lot of people sing kind of like the same.
Where we from was listening to it.
And that's usually
how we started.
And that's usually how a lot of I've noticed a lot of people have started out. Is like they just be making music and letting their homeboys listen to it or whatever.
Because they know our story, they know we ain't lying. Like what we rapping about is real. You feel me?
Right. So what you saying is like your music is like what I said about like Kevin Gates, because like I can relate. There's certain songs of Kevin Gates that I can really relate to, and there's like. The little young kid from down at I think he's from down in Atlanta named Black. My friend, he hit me one day and was like, I need you to listen to this song. And I was like, okay. So I'm listening to this song. He said that whole verse is nothing but you. And I was like, yo, what the hell? So I'm listening to the verse and I was like, that's not me. And then it came to the part where it's like she said, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. And I had just wrote him a message and I had wrote this poem. And in it was like I hate him, and I just sent it to him, and just like a week before I said, did this kid like read my emails? And then there's another song that this kid's got. It's called MTFU, and it's my relationship with my ex-boyfriend, because my so-called best friend interfered. and like 4 years. But I sent it to him. I heard it and I was like, I'm sick. Now I probably can't relate to y'all's music because I don't live like I
got music everybody can relate
and that's what I'm glad to hear. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
I tell stories about everything.
That's what I want to hear because, and I just said this with Starrz. My thing when I talk to different artists about doing projects, I tell them all the time, you have to be versatile on your project, because if I get a CD and I pop the CD in and it's a song on there that I relate to, but my friend, he's sitting there going, what the fuck is this shit? And then the next song comes on and it's something that he can relate to. He's gonna be like, hold on, wait a minute. Let me listen to this for a minute. Then now you got two fans because you got one project, but you got different things on there. I tell people all the time, you make a project, you do the turn up music. That's cool, but you can't do a whole project with turn up music unless you're just going to gear it towards that one person.
Man. They used to be with Scar and Lawson up with the block.
I know Drop.
Yeah, so that's the song I emailed you. Like
okay.
we got a song. Blah, blah, blah. He said, no, you got to go with that down south 808 type. I was like, you know what, that's cool, but I want to,
right.
Like,
it's
you gotta be
like,
able to,
like, you got to be able to appeal to a whole vast different audience. And that's where a lot of like, okay, like Tech9 did a song with T-Pain. Thought he was a sellout because he did a song with an industry artist because he's so and he's so independent.
Yeah,
but
like
he did and that's what that song was about.
Like you were saying though, but that song's going to be played and it's going to be heard by a different artists or different people that like different music.
And that's why when like. Didn't understand him, but then white people did, then white fans did, and that's who most of his audience was. So when he did this song, he was like breaking into college houses. It was basically about how he forced his way into a new fan base. You know what I mean? So like I tell people, like I said, I tell people all the time that you have to be versatile. And a lot of people say, "Oh, it's selling out. You selling out." It's not about selling out when it's putting money in your pocket and you're getting new fans. And okay, yeah, you do this poppy song, this little pop song. Well, those new pop fans are going to listen to this other hip hop song and be like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? Like, I think of things in marketing and advertising kind of thing. You know, so that's always been my advice for artists in this city is you have to market and advertise yourself. You have to invest in yourself. Stop shortchanging yourself. You know what I mean? If all you're doing is going to make music for your hood and that's as far as you want to go,
I'm saying it everywhere. Miami, Vegas, everywhere. Right. That's so you know they like call me. I said, big bro, he said call. And that's you know, right. So that's what I mean. Like I understand perfectly what you're saying.
Right.
I haven't agreed with like I mean you haven't stirred me wrong since I've been dealing with you. Like, show me a lot of love. You know
like I said, the thing about it is when you're dealing with music, I used to go really hard for everybody. Go really hard for everybody. And then it got to the point to where I realized that I was going hard for people this was just a hobby.
Yeah.
This was just a hobby. So why am I going hard for you to try to get your music out there to be heard and contact me? It's kind of like I still go, on Facebook. Needs my support.
Right.
Them industry artists don't need my support. Right. They don't need airplay from me.
And that's what I mean. It's the reason why we have this conversation right now. It's unique. Disagreeing with you. You just said it's just it's so much different. Like,
you're passionate about what you do, and you're passionate about
right.
getting everything straight.
Right.
You know, as far as your the music or whatnot.
Right. Yeah. So it's like it's not that. It's just that I got people believing me now for different things.
You push me.
Yeah. I got people that believe in me now for different things. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing something positive. Even my kids now. So it's like it's different. It ain't about me. It ain't. I tell people every day, like, it ain't even about the money for me. I just want a voice.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't know, like, before my mother passed, like, that's what I told her. I wanted a voice, but I thought I was going to be doing something else, but it happened this way. So I'm just taking it in stride. That's all.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm trying to get this link so I can download it and somehow.
That song essential?
Yeah, you just download it or not, and I'm afraid it's gonna start playing. I'm afraid it's gonna start playing and shit. Look, they over there geeking, y'all. Look, y'all. See their ass over there? You see their asses over there? They over there trying to be all quiet and shit, but now they want to be geeking and laughing. See them? Y'all see them? I know y'all see them. Facebook don't see them, but YouTube sees their asses over there. Yeah, I'm just fucking with y'all.
Facebook at right there.
Facebook.
Right now, UDB, all that, like, everything that nobody knows what's going on that we see, like, not just in our hood, our city, everywhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, like, people really trying to do some things. And
do you all know about the Baltimore ceasefire? Y'all have been seeing any of that going on?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask y'all your opinion on that. We just had a conversation that my friend Antwon Grant, he does Baltimore Flavor Radio, and he's actually a little intervention. That meeting that they had, or that little intervention thing that they had, they're going to have a retreat, and they're taking like 120 young men from Baltimore, and they're going to take them on this retreat for a weekend, and they're going to take them up out of the city so they can see, like, they're going to take them up to this retreat up like in Northeast Maryland, which is up near Delaware, to take them out of the city to show them that there is more to life than just these Baltimore streets. Because we were talking about how, like, when I first moved here, I was talking to some kids because I lived on Poplar Grove for 7 years, and I was talking to the kids around there, and like a lot of them was like, yo, I don't care. There ain't nothing out there. And I was like, yo, have you ever been out of your hood? It was like, you know, I can't stand East Baltimore. You ever been to East Baltimore? No, but I can't stand it. How can you know if you there? Right. Come under between that. My homeboy Tyree Coleone got, he was in charge of the no shoot zones. You know, he got stabbed, and because he got stabbed, it got all on the news about his no shoot zone. So it kind of put more focus. I hate this thing. It got more focus on not only the no shoot zones, but also this Baltimore ceasefire. And I've had a because of some things that they said. What do you all see as far as like this Baltimore ceasefire for next weekend? What are your thoughts on what they're trying?
Weekend?
Yeah, it's from the 4th to the 6th.
I hope it happens, but at the same time, dudes be ignorant.
Man, but still gotta think about after that. Like,
but there's something else going into play after that. We talked about that too.
Yeah, but that's what I had made a post about that too. Like, I didn't know how people was going to take it, or how people was going. But to me, like, somebody had tagged me in something that said somebody stamped or a gangster. And to me, I said, it ain't nobody stamped, ain't nobody gangster in the hood right now, because it's people scared to come. Your kids scared to play outside. Old people scared to sit on their steps. I said to people, and to niggas really gangsters, niggas really tough. You ain't gonna have your peoples and everybody living in fear.
Protect them.
Yeah, I said we can do that. Everybody adopt a block a day, or fall out there a day, watching your kids. Like, come on now, man, that shit out of hand. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Well, me personally, like I said, I'm not from Baltimore. I'm from the country. Like, I'm straight country girl. Lived next to a cornfield all my life. Lived on farms and everything else. But I've moved around. I've lived in Columbus, Ohio. I've lived in New Jersey. I lived in, Virginia and Tennessee. I've moved different areas, and I've been a part of so many different, like, You know, I lived in an all black town for like 3 years. Me and another white lady was the only white faces in the whole town. So I've seen a lot of things. I've experienced a lot of things. With me, there was a code at one time. Children, you don't shooting innocent bystanders. Motherfucker, go to the damn gun range and learn how to shoot a goddamn gun if you want to shoot somebody. You know, if that's the case. These people, you know, the whole thing with the Baltimore ceasefire thing is this. It's
this weekend?
No, it's next weekend. It's the 4th. The 4th through the 6th. It may not work. But whatever happens is going to be a positive thing because people are being well aware of what's going on. Right now, Baltimore is being watched all over the world. Erica, who's in charge, who's like one of the people that's in charge of the Baltimore ceasefire, had a video conference call with Russia because of this Baltimore ceasefire. Baltimore is being watched because of the murder rate, because of the ceasefire, because of what has happened here with Freddie Gray, what's happened here with, you know, with Tawanda Jones, and, you know, protesting almost every single day of her life since her brother was killed, Tyrone West. You know, we're being in the spotlight. And I pray that that weekend that people will start to wake up. You know, regardless.
Crazy is that we didn't even know nothing about it, and how is that? You know, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but now that I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like, that just don't start with you saying something or the other lady saying something. Just like you said, market our music. They gotta market that cheap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, and it's funny that all the news stations got a press release about the Baltimore ceasefire, like a month or so ago.
But how often did they air it?
They didn't air it at all. It wasn't until Tyree got stabbed, and his video went viral about him getting stabbed.
The news don't care.
They don't care. They really don't. They really don't. They really don't. Whenever I watch the news, it's always something negative. I don't see anything positive that we as a community do.
I guess not to bring it back up was saying like I said, I understand that you want to say move, but like I said, like that's what made me bring up that part about people saying they moving down south and they moving here, they moving there, and they running away from the problem, but nobody's willing to sit here and stand up and say, not my son.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like my brother say, not my brother.
Right.
Not my son. You know what I'm saying? The same way, vice versa. Like I don't understand.
And you know, I just wanted to find out like the thought process of a lot of people, because this affects, to me, everything that goes on in the city affects the music. When Freddie Gray died, or should I say when Freddie Gray all of a sudden everybody came out with songs about peace, about violence, about Freddie Gray. You know what I mean? Now some of them were genuine. I think a lot of people were just trying to ride it and try to build.
I didn't even bring out. For all that, the rise, I didn't even bring it out, did I? And it would have been marketable. I had my kids singing on it and everything. It's a nice song.
Right.
Send it to you. Yeah.
So, and I mean, that's my whole, like, it affects everybody, especially like I said, artists, music artists. When I see people, like I said, I'm gonna go back to the Future, the Mask Off song, the whole Molly Percocet. I don't do Molly's, I don't do Percocet, so I can't vibe with that kind of music. You know what I mean? I can't vibe with certain stuff that go, like the beat, like certain beats are cool because like turn up beats. You know, everybody wants to turn up in the club every once in a while. You know.
Like Future, man.
You know. So like that's why like it all kind of reverts back to the music scene. Like I said, when I hear music, I want to be able to, one, I want to be able to feel what you're saying. Two, I should be able to close my eyes and make my own video in my head. You can say whatever. Peace out, whatever.
Yeah, I gotta get my kids.
So I told you, he gotta be a grown up, y'all.
All right, peace.
See, that's another positive thing. That's right there. It's another positive thing.
Yeah.
Just unlock that door and just
Okay.
lock the bottom lock and shut it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I mean, like the transition. That's why I got more passion about what you said. Like that's the thing with me now. Like a lot of people don't understand my story. A lot of people don't understand how we grew up. Like
Right.
like you said, like we can do the same thing. Them
straight
others
from
said,
the projects,
you can. We our life is more alone. Just like that. That's why I said people glorify love and hip hop and laying up. Love and hip hop.
I don't watch that
yeah,
shit.
but we got the same thing going on here. But people, so you know what I'm saying?
Walk out your door and see
Right.
that every day.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we can do that, like you said, like us, like we I think we're capable enough to come up DVDs of us and I like that.
DVD or something. I don't know. He used to do a DVD series, and he would have local artists. You know, I'm real ghetto. I got a 2-liter right here, and yeah, whatever.
Oh, you good?
I'm just saying, because I'm usually not on camera, so they can't see me, but they be putting me on fucking Facebook Live over there. I don't like being on camera. I'm behind the camera.
Right.
But like you know, they used to this is what I found out, me personally. I had a I have my, it's called In the Spotlight. This is my show. But In the Spotlight is my brand, along with my Baltimore Paparazzi name. But In the Spotlight was my mixtape series. I have a mixtape series that I used to do. 3 mixtapes. I have 3 mixtapes. They're all on Dat Piff. Not all of them. I think 2 of them on Dat Piff, and they're all 3 on Audio Mac. But I started out doing a mixtape series because I was trying to help these people push their music and push Baltimore. But do you know what I found out? I was pushing and nobody else was.
Yeah.
Right.
The artists weren't sharing the mixtapes. They weren't, you know, none of that. So I was like, all right, cool. So then I started doing my showcases, like what Hood does.
We gonna push it.
You know, like what Hood's doing. See, Hood's doing a show because I stopped. Got tired of doing it because why? Because the artists were getting on my fucking nerves. Because the way that I did it was this: I gave you 15 tickets. Each ticket's $10, right? So that's $150, right? Just give me half. You keep the other half.
I come out my pocket and do that.
You know what I mean?
But see, that's what I mean, and that come with a lot of people not wanting nothing. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing
right.
it. I got to do something, man. Yeah.
Right, and that's why I wholeheartedly understand. That's why when, you know, because like when I 2 weeks ago I had Frank Lewis. He was my guest on here. Frank Lewis, he is a promoter. He works with One Coast Entertainment that throws the Frozen Harbor Tour every year down at Power Plant. They have was it 140 acts, 9 stages. This year we had Onyx at Soundstage and Drew Hill and Ram's Head, and then the rest they were, you know, all local acts. You know, so it's like a big festival. Almost
guys nowadays probably don't even know Onyx, man.
I mean, like, he still looks good.
I still remember sneaking down there and watching Biggie and them perform last time he was down there.
But
Pier 6, you know, our project right there, so that's what we should do.
So I had him in here, and you know, we talked about a lot of different things and everything that he has done. I wish that I could project those memories of artists in there, and they weren't performing, but they were just there because we still kept it, you know, kept it kosher.
Kept it kosher, yeah.
You know what I mean? We was just there. We was there for the music or whatever. And then I don't know what happened. Somewhere along the line, it's totally different. It's totally different than what it was, what it is now. That's why I don't, like I said, I'm so out of tune with what's going on. That's why I was asking about shows, because I really haven't been a part of too many shows. And you know, like Wisdom Court. Do you know who Wisdom Court is? Billy Live? Well, then I'm going to have to introduce you to them. That way you can get on some shows, because I didn't get to see you guys perform because I wasn't there. I've seen him perform a couple times, so I already know. But Billy Live, he has a company called Wisdom Court Entertainment. They just put on shows. He does, he goes out of town, and if you show him that you're serious about what you do, and you show him that you supporting what he's trying to do, he will support you wholeheartedly as well. You know what I mean? So, I'm always about linking people up with other people. And right now, like I said, I've only been to his show. I haven't really been to any shows. My first year in, I did 60 shows between here and Brooklyn, New York. Like, there's no variety, and everybody is trying to sound like what's on the radio. You know what I mean? That's why even though I just was working for 92Q on Saturday, but I don't really listen to the radio. I just can't listen to like all the stuff that's being played.
Yeah, congratulations on that accomplishment too.
Thank you.
A lot of people just say, "Oh yeah, this radio," but look what this radio.
I was supposed to be working with 92Q a year ago, but I got a job. Hey, Squirrel, what the deal is with them as far as what they do. I know with Radio 1 and 92Q to play on, well, not so much now because people have been able to learn from, the generation before them. You never know. You might make, let me buy it. You're going to get royalties off that song. You're going to get, because it's registered, everything like that. I don't know if you all seen it or not, but Drake has been stealing shit a long time. He actually stole some stuff from a local artist named Ty Gutter.
Yeah, I heard he was doing that now.
Ty Gutter. Ty Gutter has made a video.
That's why my father said that my father like Los or something, like Los raised down there by my father. So it's like my father used to tell him the same things, but at the same time,
get all that stuff right, because if, like I said, somebody like Drake come along and hear how Drake got
they said they've been doing that from Baltimore artists
they've been
since
doing,
Billie Holiday.
My ex, he used to write rhymes and stuff. He was up in New York, lost his rhyme book on the subway. He said a few months later he was hearing his shit in Bad Boy Records. You know what I mean? So I mean that's why I tell everybody, like, you talking about your business. A lot of people didn't understand the business. Now, because this generation has learned from the mistakes, now when y'all come along and somebody's like, okay, you all need to have this, this, and this, so you kind of getting their heads up, and not, you're not having. I ran into people that have no clue about business. I just rap. That's all I do. Okay, well, you're gonna get your rap stolen from you. You know what I mean? As you need to have everything.
I do that here and there though, but I really don't care.
Right.
Because I'm gonna keep it coming. You heard.
Right.
And
so
that's why I said that's what I mean. That's why we're here having this conversation with Lisa, because we know we got to get on our shit. You know what I'm saying? And see, not all people can sit here and have a live radio station with dudes from the hood or whatever, and we just freestyle and everything. You know what I'm saying? People need people like this too that can relate to us, that can sit down and talk to us. You know what I'm saying? That's willing to help us. But you heard her say she helped so many people, but who helped her back? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure now we know I'm gonna share everything. You know what I'm saying? Right.
But it's like I said, like my thing. I've cut. I don't know if you remember from the first. The first dudes that performed MBK. The two boys that was on stage.
Yeah, I got them on tape. I got them. Yeah, they recorded.
They came in here for their interviews because they got an idea and they know exactly what they want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, to hear you guys, like I said, to hear you say you got versatile music. I love hearing that, because that means that you know already that you just can't make street hood music, and that's it. Yeah, your homeboy's gonna love it, but how far are you gonna go? You know what I mean? If you just do just this. I mean, even LL Cool J did a love song when he first came out. I Need Love. That was so unheard of.
That's what I'm saying. That's a song that I heard earlier. What song made you think?
Man.
Like, that's what it was.
See, but I'm saying, like, when LL Cool J came out, and it, you know, all that, you know, he was just straight street with his Adidas on, and then he came out with this I Need Love, and people were going, wait a minute, hold up. What the shit is he doing? But how many people did he gain as fans? You know,
that was a good song,
right?
Because they had that hit. They was like, "Well, you shouldn't do this. This ain't street." But he like, "Man, I don't know, man. This gonna get the bras' panties wet. You know what I'm saying? The females gonna buy, so the niggas gonna buy for them.
There's a lot of stuff
Right. You got it. You already know. I don't even need to tell you. You need to be versatile. You need to do the. You know, this is just me saying as a person who loves music and as a person who watches music and watches, you know, how people react to it. I've been at shows and watched people walk away from the stage. Like you said, you giving them bars, regardless of what the beat is. You giving them bars. I think the industry is making it so you can't really give bars anymore. You gotta dumb that shit down.
Gotcha.
And I hate. I tell this story all the time. My nephew, big Lil Wayne fan. He was like, I want to be signed. I want to be signed. I was like, hey, I want a deal. I want a deal. I said, what kind of deal you want? I don't know. I just want a deal. I want a deal. And I was like, yo, you're going to get robbed if somebody ever gives you a chance, because you getting like these deals. To me, are not worth it. You can do everything independently if you believe in yourself and put your money behind yourself. You know, it gets expensive, yeah, but that's like Starrz was saying, how he got on the Tech Nine tour. He had an investor. Somebody tell you that you got to pay all that money back, and this money is to pay for your studio time. This money is to pay for this, that, and the third.
You buy a chain, they give you a chain, that come out.
That come out.
They give you a car, that come out.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I was telling my nephew, you don't want a deal. You want to try to do this shit. You do this shit on your own. And now it's so much easier with the access that we have with the computer system. Like before, okay, you saying you learned how to do all the engineering and shit yourself. Well, back in the day, you couldn't. You had to go to a studio. You had to go to somebody who went to school for that shit, because you couldn't just go and download the software. Because I got. It's so much easier now with the technology. And it was hard to get your stuff. Now you can get your stuff on iTunes, Tidal, Spotify, Amazon, Google Play.
Told me something about BMI or something like that.
BMI. You got that's your BMI or ASCAP. That is your registering yourself.
I did that like last week.
My ex just had to open up a new BMI account under another name because he forgot his password or some shit. It's so easier, much easier for you to be able to access the things, to be able to do it yourself, and it's at the beginning stages. You got so much more ahead of you guys to
do. It's music, you feel me? That's my path. I get to do what I love. To me, that ain't work. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
Like how this happened.
The girl that does the show behind mine from 8 to 10. Actually, we're actually moving out of this building at the end of August.
Right.
So. But yeah, I'm gonna play this song, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more. I'm getting sleepy. I was at the ER until like 2 o'clock this morning with my grandson. So. Yeah. So yeah, this is a song that is Nick and Drop. What is it?
You don't know me like that.
Yeah, because it just says YDKML.
block everybody. You already know.
Right. Oh. My grandson got a fucking splinter in his foot. We didn't know he got a splinter.
Thank you for the opportunity. Even with all that bullshit, I appreciate it. That's how you know when you want something. Everybody that's trying to throw salt on you, and then you doing something positive.
Yo, he know all the words.
A lot of people know that's what's so crazy.
Say nothing really. I'm just here. He on his Marshawn Lynch. You know why I'm here. You know why I'm here.
That's what I mean. He's been my biggest support system since I've been started doing.
That's what's up though. Like I said, I was told before, like I had an issue happen about 3 months ago. And somebody was like, you should think about your supporters and your brand. And I was like, who's supporting me? Like I got a handful of people who genuinely support me in what I do. And that's cool. Because I'm not here for accolades. I'm here to do what I do. And I love certain things that I do, and that's cool. And then next thing I know, I get an email from 92Q asking me to do Summer Jam. This was in May, and Summer Jam was in July. And I was like, you need to worry about what? You need to worry about what?
Yeah, that's what they tell me. That's what I'm trying to tell them. I got people coming at us now talking about managing and stuff like that. Like,
you gotta watch that. You gotta watch that though.
I don't be trying to send my money over the internet.
Yeah, man. I just don't trust you. This is my thing. Like I said, sure, I emailed you on official my record label. Like, I think we marketable. I think my good marketable. I think what's going on in our city right now is marketable. I think that we can change things for music and get it back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand, like a lot of shows, there's a lot of people comfortable with whatever, one setup for people that you know you good, it's all good, we're not having that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? That's what people not doing. You know what I'm saying? Because the next person don't want to see. If I'm getting, say we get a deal right now. One deal, we got to accept you for you to accept the 10. Of course, another nigga like, man, having, I think I can get something better. But they don't want to see you get it, but they don't think like more money for us to think like that. Saying something about it.
Okay, it just cut right off. What the hell? All right, that just cut right the hell off. It just bloop. I don't know what that was about. Oh, it's good to hear Drop perform, making music. Like I said, I come back, see people, because I have it. Like I said, it's giving. I'm giving something back. And giving people a chance to be seen. Like this, like I said, this is on YouTube. So after this processes, you'll be able to share this on your page and share it with whoever and whatever. And, you know what I mean? For people who didn't get a chance to tune in, or or the famous line, I couldn't download the app on my phone. I love that one. Now seriously, I couldn't download the app on one of my phones because I had no room. And then it's on, Hard Body Radio Live. You can go on Hard Body Radio Facebook page and you can share it from there too. But, so they don't know you like that, huh? See, that's, like I said, music that people can relate to, you know what I mean? And that's to me, that's what gets me. I don't know what gets anybody else. I know me personally, if I can relate to it and it's got a good beat to it, then yeah, I can vibe to it.
Yeah, something different, something unique, something we ain't saying, say, oh no, we gotta do it this way because this is what's happening. You gotta bounce and you gotta yell and all that. No.
I get tired of hearing about drugs all the damn time.
I'm making man.
I used to say if Kevin Gates is he's one of my all-time favorites. Please free Kevin Gates. Please, oh God almighty, please let these people actually follow the damn laws in Chicago and free his ass. Because I need some new music. Yeah. But, like, you know, he does talk about drinking lean. He has it in his videos sometimes, you know, all that. But not every single song is about smoking weed and drinking lean.
Yeah, if you make an album, you got to have something that can catch everybody.
Right. You know,
gotta have something for the ones that like the lean. You gotta have something for the ones that like the true story.
You know, look at UGK. UGK was the same way. Rest in peace, Pimp C. You know, same way. Pimp C was a heavy lean drinker. You bet every song was about that shit.
Right now, I'm rapping about that, but I'm still not only talking about
that.
But
that's not the only. That's not in every single one of your songs. You know what I mean? But see, people that do drink lean or have experience with that, they can be like, oh shit. And that's all the hell they talk about. And it gets to the point, but he doesn't advocate drug use. That's what he said. But
I like him now.
But do you like him or do you like his beat selection?
I like the beats.
I like some.
See, look at you.
But I just
sometimes he throw me out. But
right.
There's some songs.
Well, that's like when 2 Chainz came out. I didn't like 2 Chainz. Didn't like Titty Boy when he was Titty Boy. Remember when he was Titty Boy?
Yeah.
I didn't really care for much of him, you know, for him. But I heard him talk, and that's what gets me with a lot of artists. Like Kevin Gates. My kids listened to Kevin Gates long before I even listened to him. I wouldn't listen to him because I was like, because I heard a song. I was like, I don't like this.
I started listening to him in 2000 when I was 2013.
My kids have been listening to him. My daughter especially, she would listen to him way before he became popular.
Yeah, he wasn't popular when I was
right. So it wasn't until I watched an interview with Kevin Gates, and I got in his head, like I got to see how his mindset was, and that's when I said, well, let me give this man a listen. And I listened to his music, and I was like, yo, I was wrong. I was wrong because he's telling the story. He had hair. He had, you know, yeah. And I was just like, oh. And I'm listening to him talk, and he was still out on the, he was still out in the streets, like he was still selling drugs and shit. And he was doing his interview, you know, and the whole time, and I know this because I dealt with somebody who sold drugs, and the whole time he's doing the interview, he's like this. He's looking the whole time. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, he's still out there. He's watching his back. He's like looking. But to hear him talk, and I got to hear his mindset, and that's what. Same thing with 2 Chainz. I couldn't stand 2 Chainz. I thought he was like, you're like one of the dumbest rappers in the world. Like I can't stand you. But then I heard him talk, and I was like, oh, so you're dumbing your music down because the industry told you to dumb your music down because that's what everybody's going to like and that's what's going to sell. But not realizing that the industry is force feeding you these dumbed down lyrics, and that's what they're telling you that you're going to like. They don't want you to like real shit. They don't want you to hear real stuff. Why do you think J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and other rappers who speak about things and talk about things like they don't push them?
I like music.
You know he's coming next month, right? He's going to be at the arena.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be going now because ain't nobody. You know they want you to be dumbed down, and they're going to be able to force feed you. Okay, we want you to listen to Migos. Migos is hot. I'm like, no, I'd rather listen to Budden. I'd rather listen to Joe Budden than the Migos. Migos is cool with the turn up music or whatever. You know, but I don't, you know, that's...
They got good hooks.
Right, so... Oh, what is it? Something that you just wrote? Oh, you want to spit it? Oh, I can't read and talk at the same time. It just won't work.
Oh, I would have talked while you were hey y'all, how y'all doing?
But you know what I mean, like, so, you know, I like to hear like where, like I said, when you said you got bars. Even, you know, even you talk about different things. That, like, I love hearing that from people. I love hearing that you got a mindset on what you want to do, where you going to go. So what's next for you guys? What you just going? Are you recording a project?
People in our community in our neighborhood. So what we're trying to do is we trying to start it with us. We're trying to show some unity. We're trying to show that people can stick together and support each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. Like, even you'll notice now, like, in the music industry, period, it's just everybody so fucking selfish. There's no groups now. You just notice everything now. You feel me? Like, it's like about
it's gonna come back around.
Everybody changes a selfie, an iPhone world. Me.
I need you. Somebody told me like I was making so much different music. Like, somebody told me, like, man, you got to push one song right now.
Right, and that's one thing that is true.
So now when I be performing,
what I noticed is, like, I knew somebody that every time you turn around, he was dropping another mixtape, but he didn't even let the last mixtape get enough views or following, you know, anything. He was just dropping music every time you turn around. I'm like, yo, you got to stop doing that because you're oversaturating yourself. Giving this one enough time to get any kind of a following, and you know, you drop it on Facebook, but I don't know if y'all realize this, because you got to go to your news feeds, or even on your phone, and hit most recent, because if you don't, you're going to see shit from 3 days ago. You know what I mean? You're not, and like, I have like 1,800 people on my friends list, 18 something. I don't see everything from everybody. So people were like, oh, did you see on Facebook? No. Did you tag me in it? I didn't see it. So if you drop a song on Facebook, 9 times out of 10, most people let people share that one. So if you're dropping a song every day, you're dropping a project every month, you're not giving people enough time to hear all your music. And then they're gonna come to you and be like, yo, I heard this song, da da da. You'd be like, yo, I dropped that 5 months ago.
You got 1,800 friends on here?
Yeah, but they don't. Not on here, but on my Facebook page. On Facebook, I do.
So you gonna throw an instrumental on for us?
I don't have instrumentals, honey. I don't do instrumentals. I don't do that.
You don't do that?
Nah, I don't do that.
You just be playing music on that? Like?
I usually just talk to people and then play their music so people can hear it or whatever. But like, I've had a few people just do a freestyle and just, you know, spit some bars out there. You know, if y'all want to do that, do that. Look at him. You can't freestyle without a beat.
I can do whatever, man.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I know you can.
You already know. Raw talent.
Right.
Hungry.
Are you cold? Oh, it's probably because, well, no, yeah. You'll be able to cold. Quiet as hell. Look, he going through his phone. Be like, yo, I want to spit something.
I just bought a beat from your people.
I got a song. I want you to play it. You
got something to our email.
I'm trying to see.
I'm pushing my single, man.
Right. See, he pushing the single. See,
the real song, right? She like the real music, right?
Right. You sent where you sent to the bar? One?
Put it in there.
They over there masterminding up some shit. Getting ready to drop some shit. Yeah.
No, he's trying to sing a song.
Push my single, man.
In the spotlight, 127G. I got 2 artists from the show next week. I forget who it is. Is it I am ambitious? I am ambitious. And Choppa?
Chopper.
What Chopper?
That was on the
Chopper, yeah.
on the P Diddy.
Oh, P. Diddy Chopper.
No, talking about Chopper. No, the one that was at the show.
Making the band?
No, on the show. Oh, that was on.
From No Limit?
Oh, no, I was doing a video for him with him when I was in New Orleans, but he was doing his Chopper. But
Baltimore?
where we from? Poverty Entertainment. They performed the night that y'all performed. I don't know who it was. I don't.
So many performers.
Man, look. I was down. I was down in Houston.
I got your whole performance live. Yeah. I did it live on Facebook.
Yeah.
I was like. I had no clue.
That's what I had. That's one of them Ted had in the evening.
I don't know where it went or how it went or nothing else. Oh, there it is.
MG Eggett.
It's right there. I just gotta find it in this mess. People were like, yo, what? Open in folder. Okay. Oh, it went right straight to my In the Spotlight music. What the hell? I hope that not everything that downloads goes straight to my damn thing. I already had to clear out some music.
People sing you a lot.
No, other people here at the studio putting music in my folder and putting music in my my playlist.
Where you found it?
My little song I'm pushing right now.
Alright, you wanna take a listen?
Talking about drugs.
Well, that's majority of people can understand that. Oh, we got so many messages on here. Is that something that you recorded already, or? Okay. All right. Okay, and where can it? Okay, yeah, because it's like set 9:15. So where can everybody find y'all's music and stuff at? Like Nick, where they can find your music at?
SoundCloud.
It's going through because I'm getting ready to flood YouTube and all that too.
Yeah, because
I ain't
that's
oh yeah, check my man 93 Vet out too on YouTube, man.
Ted Vet Life, you already know what it is.
That's like I said, I'm an advocate for people making themselves known. You like I said, you got to get your face out there. You got to get your music out there. It's the only way you're gonna be able to get any kind of fans. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You gotta invest in making shows. I need you all to like just think back. It's when it comes to music, it goes in cycles. You have the hip hop. You got the artist itself. Not even just hip hop, but music in general. You got the artist theirself. Like you have then all of a sudden you got it's overloaded with overrun with like R&B male songs and stuff like that. Then you got 98 Degrees. You had the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. You had the groups, right? But you had those groups, and then those went out of the way, and then we had, it all runs in cycles. You know what I mean? Like at one time we had.
Don't really come from Pat,
but like that's how music runs. It runs in cycles. Yeah. Like all of a sudden we're going to be bombarded with, at one time we was like bombarded with all female artists. So you had Mariah Carey and Beyonce. You had all these, and then all of a sudden now we had the Rihanna in there too. And then all of a sudden they start pushing like Migos and those kind of groups, and it all runs in cycles. So like when you said something about they don't like, there's no real like groups doing like the music and all, it's all going to come back around.
Yeah, I was just saying based on like today's society, and how everybody's individual, everybody.
With our city, like
a lot of artists,
dudes from over here that don't want to do a song with him because he's from over there. Like,
right, and that's a lot of dumbass shit. That's why those people right there
will remain local.
Are going to remain right there in their hoods. Right. They're not going to go anywhere further.
Talk bad about him or try to expose him or something.
I got R&B songs and all kinds of stuff. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I done wrote R&B songs for niggas. I done sung all kinds of watch. I got
but this hip hop scene is so for Baltimore. Oh yeah, I know yo. But this hip hop scene is so huge. You don't know all the people that are in the scene because there's a group called Team Cremate that I've been dealing with before they were even a group. They got it. They got hooks, they got lyrics, they got the content. They make good music, and they're one group that, like I said, like they got it. And I do whatever I can for them. You know what I mean? There's certain people that I do. And we have history. Like me and one of the artists from Savage the Beast, we have history. So, like, when I came in the scene, he was on the scene. So I kind of, like, we've been going through this music thing together. Like, I've been a fan of his. I've been a friend of his. But there are so many people in this scene that I can throw a rock and I'm going to hit somebody that raps. But one thing is, nobody knows who anybody is because one thing is there's no scene, no pushing forward. You know what I mean? There's nobody like networking as far as trying to get all these people to know who everybody is.
Come with support
because you never know. That's why when I threw my shows, I would tell everybody, don't rap and roll. I need y'all to stay and see these other artists because you never know who you might hear. You might hear somebody on stage be like, "Yo, I want to do a song with you."
Money, Big Money. I forgot his name. We supposed to be hooking up with with the dreads.
Boss Man.
Yeah.
Big Boss Man. King Boss Man. He's gonna be on the show in August. He done hit me up like 50 times. Like Lisa, what's up with the show? But like he used to do the shows we had. You're not going to get everybody to support everybody. You're not going to get everybody to come together. It's just not going to happen. Right. I've been in it for almost 10 years, and guess what? It ain't happened in 10 years.
I don't think nowhere is going to fully be like that. But
as long as you have
a taste of it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you have, like I said, you got to get that core. You gotta get that core, and you know, and from there, like I said, just like with this Baltimore ceasefire, with all the naysayers about, oh, this shit not gonna work. If one person doesn't kill one other person, like,
yeah, we got,
you know what I mean? Like, it's gotta start somewhere. It's gotta start somewhere.
Yeah,
so this Baltimore scene, like I said, if y'all could have seen it back in like 2008, 2009, oh, it was a lovely time. It was really, there was like shows like everywhere, every weekend. Everybody was together.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it wasn't about me liking you or me not liking you. It was like, I support the scene as a whole.
Right.
So everybody was supporting the scene. People I would look over and I would see Scar Akbar at the show. He wasn't performing, he was just there. I would see, you know, I would see No there. You know, No was doing songs with fucking.
Everybody from Doug's shit. Everybody think we're just supposed to be handed
I was always taught that, you know, in order to get something done, you're gonna need some help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like I said, not everybody's gonna come together, and that's cool with me. Not everybody deserves to come together and work together, because there's a lot of people that they're gonna wait until you get start going up that ladder. Then they want to grab a hold of your coattails and try to come up that ladder, but on your coattails. You know what I mean?
Or make sure you don't get no other goddamn coattails.
When we do it, like, if I was to get signed, I'm coming back for them.
See, and but look at how like Nelly did it with the St. Lunatics. You know what I mean? Nelly got signed, and what he do? He came. He was like, oh, I'm bringing it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's my whole thing.
Blow up, you feel?
Only thing you need to get signed for is help. Y'all want to help me do my distribution?
That's it.
Y'all can help me do my distribution? That's about it. So.
I don't want to be under your leg. What's my again?
I thank everybody for tuning in and, you know, dealing with the extra hours and whatnot. This is going to be, as soon as it processes, it'll be on YouTube. I got to go in and put your name in there. Oh, really? My phone keeps going off. I'm so popular. Like I was like, you lucky I even answered this damn phone, because I didn't know who it was.
Trust is mine.
But I was like, yo.
I mean, it ain't just like that. Like, sometimes I always get in the bushes.
Because I'm just the type of person that I'm who I am.
Right.
You know, I'm a nice person, but I'll be like, what the fuck? I lived on Poplar Grove for 7 years. Come on now, some of that shit rubbed off on me.
Right.
Just cause my skin is a light color, don't mean that I gotta be all holly jolly.
Not at all.
So next week I think I have the name I got was Chopper, and he's with Poverty Entertainment. They already sent me a couple songs, and I Ambitious. It's like I with ambition. He was at the show too. He was at the show too. Y'all performed that, right? Like I said, the next few shows that I got is all people that were on the Blazing Stage show. Yeah. So I'll be here next week. Hopefully we'll be in the middle of the ceasefire. So hopefully
everybody don't forget that ceasefire. Everybody share it.
Right. So we gotta, something's gotta give. It's gotta stop some damn where.
Yeah, man.
All these damn murders.
We start supporting local businesses, local artists, local.
Because they don't need to be stripping. I was at King and Diamond's down on Baltimore Street a couple times. There was only one bad bitch in there. I'm not even gay, but if she fine, I'm gonna let her know she fine. There was only one bad bitch in there, and she was all the way at the top doing a split on the pole. I was like, oh shit, y'all see that?
I really don't know, because I really don't go to strip clubs.
I was there because it was a hip hop show. That's the only reason why I go to. I've been to Norma Jean's because I was at a video shoot. I've been in El Dorado's twice because of hip hop shows.
Cause I be trying.
I don't
work hard
care.
for my paper.
And then turn around. I take pictures and videos. I take pictures and videos for I have a booking manager, and she's got a female and male exotic dancers on her team. I go and I take pictures, so I'm around strippers all the time, male and female. Them bitches, like, I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like my friend. Fat Boy DZ that's down in Houston and Baltimore Big Steve. My goodness, she was just, like, it wasn't overly shit. He was like, yeah. I was like, man, I'm not gay. I'm not. But if I see a female who is beautiful, I'm going to give her accolades because that's what you're supposed to do. That's the way I was taught.
I can't do that with no male.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you gonna tell your homeboy, yeah, your haircut look, your hair look good, your beard coming in real good right now, son, something like that. You ain't gotta tell him, yo, you look fly as hell right now, because that does sound gay. But I'm just saying, but like a female, because females always tearing down other females. Like I say, the girls that are stripping, more power to them. Because I understand they doing something, they getting paid for doing something. I understand that. I never look down on anybody. Saying that, like, some of them strippers that I've seen, they don't need to be stripping. Sorry, ladies.
A lot of
Sorry, ladies. Now some of them, I just like. Some
of them need to be with me.
Look, y'all hear that, right? Y'all hear that? I heard that. So, yeah, next week, I Ambitious, and I believe his name. Let's see, I'm gonna put 5.